Yo, yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. And I'm saying, I'm just, trying to figure some things out, man. I can see me and Nets fans ain't on the same page, you know what I'm saying? We not mingly the same lingually, we speak a different language, I speak, we should build around a dynamic scorer like a Cam Thomas. Y'all speak trade him for anybody who we think is better than Cam Thomas. The wild shit I just be seeing, I see all of these different, content creators coming out with different things about Ivy. So, I had to take a look at it. Y'all talking about trading my favorite player. I can't have none of that. I gotta at least see to it where I get debated. And that's why I'm here right now. I'm saying, so we finna get to it. Shout out to Iceman in the chat. If you're still in the chat, shout out to you regardless. I'm saying, it's my guy right there. I'm saying, he be pushing a lot of net fan content now, man. Appreciate my guy Ice now, man. Appreciate all of the Nets fans. We the best fans, you heard? But some of the fans want to trade Cam Thomas. Are they the best fans that want to trade Cam Thomas? Or is the fans that want to keep Cam Thomas the best fans? We got to have a conversation. All of these things are supposed to be heating it up and all of these articles. And y'all think that a player like Ivy, who got his spot taken for the most part by Cade Cunningham for being the number one option, supposed to come here and then be behind MPJ, and they talking about MPJ being the leading scorer in the NBA. Are y'all connecting the dots? They not including Cam Thomas because they trying to make it seem like they got somebody to replace Cam Thomas scoring with an MPJ, and it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. And on that note, they want to pair him with Ivy. Now, I'm not saying it sounds bad. I'm saying Cam Thomas is the leading number one option on the Brooklyn Nets, not MPJ. I do not care if MPJ think that he's going to, or the front office is saying that they fronting on Cam Thomas, not giving him a real opportunity when he was staying there through the thick, through the thin. Y'all did the same thing to Bruce Brown. He left us and got a championship. Players got podcasts, players talk. They see how you do players dirty. You do, if the Brooklyn Nets do Cam Thomas dirty, it's sending a big message. It's sending, we don't care about the national players. We want to scout international players over national players. Don't tell me about Cam Thomas being born in Japan. He played for the same school Shaq went to. Case in point. So the thing is this with me. When it comes down to the Brooklyn Nets, if they trying to make the new identity international players, you're wrong. You're going the wrong way immediately. You gotta pay attention to the national players. Let me explain something to you. Brooklyn is the most diverse demographic in the world. If not second to Jersey City or a place like California, a coastal city. You heard what I said. Everybody here. So you ain't gotta cater to the international players. They come to be here because they want to be here. You don't see people from Brooklyn going to live over there. No, they coming to live here because where it's supposed to be. But don't forget about the talent that's here on this soil first. Y'all prioritizing international players over national players in this nasty work. Cam Thomas is a national player, and I'm telling you that Cam Thomas set the national bar versus these international players. I want to see Jaeger, Wolf, or any of them rookies get get 2 game winners, one versus the Knicks, especially. I mean, what I meant to say was especially. I meant to say especially. Facts though. Is you even listening? Are y'all even listening to what I'm saying? Stop prioritizing international players over national players and trying to downplay national players when we play in the National Basketball Association. This is not the International Basketball Association. The Brooklyn Nets should not be a franchise that's representing the international players more than the national players. When the Nets came from Jersey and the Jersey was New York Nets and they came from the ABA, and the ABA is a big reason on how to impact or how the game is played today. They want to give it to the Euro League, but it really came from the ABA. Stop playing with my handle. Stop playing with my handle. It came from the ABA before it came from the Euro League. Stop playing with my handle. Read a T-neck from T-neck to Brooklyn. Read the book. I get this content from a book. This ain't just my machismo. This is me talking basketball to y'all. Stop pretending that it's okay to make these international players more important than national players. It's nasty work. Straight nasty work. I ain't playing with none of y'all fans. Y'all know where I stand. I said what I said. And I ain't saying they ain't talented, but to overlook the national players because you got international for whatever reason. We could do better. We could do better. You heard what I said. We could do. Don't act like we couldn't get better players from national talent over international talent in this very draft. Talk to me nice. We just talking basketball. You feel me? Listen, like I said, I got love for players, but at the end of the day, I'm saying Cam Thomas set the bar. Let me see Jaeger get 2 game winners, Wolf or any of them get game winners. Let me see them get a point jump, go over like 10, 12 points. Let me see them do that. Let me see them get 3 40-point games in a row. Everything ain't scoring. Yeah, then let me see them do the equivalent of that with playmaking. 3 games in a row. Stop. Y'all don't want, y'all love them so much they did nothing. I seen they stats and contrasted they college stats to Cam Thomas stats, and Cam Thomas stats is better than every rookie that we drafted. Y'all pissing me off. Because when we talk facts, y'all ain't got nothing to say. Facts. And I'm talking all the fans that think that international players is just automatically better than national players. Stop. Claude Smith, come on, man. Come on, Claude. Chill, Claude. Shout to Play One in the chat. Shout to Gary Gerstenmeyer in the chat. If he said if we lose Cam Thomas, is another confirmation that Nets front office is out of touch with the soul of Nets fans. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout to Mo Beasley, a Houston Rocket fan in the chat. Shout to Claude Smith. Nah. Trading Cam Thomas ain't nothing. I'm supposed to relax. I was relaxing until they acting like they got a player, Jaden Ivey. They're like, he just coming off injury. Yeah, he mad. He gonna do what he could to get the best contract he got. He not trying to play for chemistry. He gonna take attempts away from Jaeger. He gonna need the ball in the hand because he a playmaker too. He averaged like 5 assists in one season. He a big dog. And y'all talking like he gonna come in and fit in. Nah, he ain't gonna come in and fit in. He gonna want to do what Jaeger and Ben Saraf and Trey Orr is supposed to do. Jaden Ivey is gonna be doing, being in the 4th year in his contract. Fuck you fucking kidding me? That's what it's gonna be. Him and MPJ, we gonna be damn near in the playoff, fucking with MPJ and Ivy and MPJ. And y'all acting like it's fine. It ain't fine. Y'all don't care about that draft pick next season? Oh, y'all coming in here talking about next year drafting, how it's better than this year drafting, all of this and that. Y'all want to get Ivy on the team? You're going to fuck up the whole situation. Exactly. Make up your mind. Stop getting so wild so fast. Y'all want to get wild so fast. Y'all want to, oh yeah, this and that about this player coming to the team and playing with this player. That shit fuck up the whole thing we had going on in the first place. You think these players good enough to come here and say and do what they want to fucking do? Nah, they got to follow the program. They got to see what the fuck going on. Say, hey, this is what we finna focus on and this is how it's going to go. Ivy going to come in here with different plans. Ivy gonna come in here like, I'm trying to hoop. Fuck is you talking about? I don't care if they rookies. I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to get this generational money. I just got injured. That shit fucked up my whole shit. I'm trying to get this money. Fuck is you talking about? There you go. You could, after I get this contract, then you could player development. There ain't gonna be no player development if you give me the ball. I'm shooting. Or I'm doing what you ain't gonna get the ball. Oh, word! I got elevator music on. Oh, man. I have to turn that shit off. Oh shit! Hold on, man. My bad. That shit probably make it even funnier. Oh my goodness. Yo. Shit is for real, bro. Shout out to Player One. Shout out to Latrell in the chat. I'm spazzing, bro. I'm about to throw the link in the chat, man, because, you know, it's just the stuff that I seen, bro. It's just the stuff. It's elevated music. This shit crazy, right? I'm telling you, bro. Oh, man. Yo, yeah, JP, you right, man. I ain't gonna trip. JDJ, I was just going off the elevator music, bro. It can't be that serious, I swear. Shout out to JDJ and the Nets fans. But to keep it real with you, I think Cam Thomas come back to the team, man. I don't think it's gonna be no problem. Yo, Dylan, funny as hell, man. I'm about to go to X and react to X, and then I'm gonna throw the link in the chat. But I like checking the temperature of the Nets fans, seeing if we on the same page. Look at Nets press, bro. He's hilarious, bro. He says injected, bro. I'm not even saying what he said, bro. This shit is just hilarious, though. You see this shit? This is crazy. All right, so hold on. Damn, where'd it go? See, it wasn't even meant for me to see. Nets get Jaden Ivey 2026 first round pick. Pistons get Cam Thomas. Who says no? Me, man. Me, I say no. Are you trying to make it all interesting with a Detroit first round pick? They going to the playoffs. So that's a late first round pick anyways. We need lottery picks. So that pick don't even count. We already got 5 picks and we got 1 lottery pick. And come on, man. That pick don't even count. No. So it would be basically Cam Thomas versus Jaden Ivey. No. So what you gonna give Jaden Ivey the money when it's time to pay a player? You see the logic to that shit? I wanna see something, bro. I can't believe I ain't even put it on screen. My fault, y'all. I'm watching it and I meant to show y'all this. This is what I'm looking at. So I disagree with this because he don't know the system and he ain't gonna want to play in the system. He gonna do his best to get that back. I ain't gonna say he ain't gonna be a good player. He gonna be, you know what I mean, great for a cause. And that cause is gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I just think that Cole Smith said Ivy won't be a restricted free agent until after next season. That's too far ahead to plan on going after him. What you mean by that specifically? The trail and he moderated. He said, "Would Ivy be a bad or better upgrade over CT?" I think he'd be a different upgrade because he's a good player, so he's gonna bring good to the team. But if you lack chemistry, you lose that. Any chemistry that you have with Cam Thomas, you immediately lose that. You lose chemistry. And before we go anywhere else besides Latrell, we gonna stay with chemistry. He said, "Oh yeah, oh LM, man. Okay, the L is for Latrell. That makes sense. Type shit, type shit." All right, so look, you see what I'm saying? My thing is, he's he's a good player, but at the end of the day, he's somebody that you're gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, be careful with because he has his own intentions. And even if y'all disagree with that part, pay more attention to the chemistry part before we leave anything. Jaden Ivey never played with MPJ. They talking about MPJ not being the fourth option. So that means Jaden Ivey seen MPJ play and knows he ain't no fourth. He knows he's like the third, fourth option. Ain't no way he gonna get the ball more than me. How he gonna lead more points than me? Who's supposed to score more points, Jaden Ivey or MPJ? Automatically, it's Jaden Ivey, which puts us in a precarious situation where we still operating out of the backcourt far as our offense. A majority of our offense, over 60-70% of the Brooklyn Nets offenses ran from behind the three-point line. Stop it. We wasn't running pick and rolls. We wasn't getting alley-oops. We wasn't getting to the rim. We wasn't no pick and pops, no pick and middies. Y'all trying to take that away, and you get all of that with Cam Thomas. Y'all not making no sense. I'm disagreeing with the media. I want this to go down in history. I want y'all to know that what side I was on in history. I'm on this side. I'm on not trading Cam Thomas. Y'all one of two players that come into a different team. Both of them don't know the system and don't know each other as players. What's more important, a player, to your opinion, who equally yoked as a Cam Thomas on the offensive side of the ball, which I totally disagree with? I seen the stats. Cam Thomas is a better scorer. And this defense that y'all say that Ivy has, I won't take away from him. But at the end of the day, he still doesn't have more chemistry than Cam Thomas with the Brooklyn Nets. Cam Thomas knows the system. He knows how it changes. He knows the coach. He knows the players. He knows the plays. Jaden Ivey don't know shit. MPJ just got here. He got a vlog. He happy to be on television. He's a television guy. He was wearing shades. Was he playing basketball? What the fuck is this? Loving basketball? Nah, homie, that's a movie. Let me see you play some basketball, and I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't see the content. I'm gonna watch the content, but I ain't see the content yet. You know what I'm saying? Big homie in the chat said they act like yo, bro. This is big homie. This might as well be a super chat, bro. This is super comment. They act like they think they're gonna get the same kind of production from these rookies. Let Cam Thomas is the bar. Talking about trade Cam Thomas. No, you can't trade. What if Cam Thomas got a trade clause? Say these rookies, if they don't match what I do, if they ain't making an impact like I did when I was a rookie and I was what the opportunities they gonna have, they should easily be able to do that. Hold on, let me throw the link in the chat. Let me throw the link in the chat. I'm gonna let y'all cook, man. I'm gonna let y'all cook, man. Cause I'm gonna keep going off, bro. I'm gonna keep going off, bro. Yo, if CT not on the team, bro, I'm gonna still be a Nets fan, but I'm not going. I want to really see what happens, and I'm gonna always, as a content creator, vlog with the CT factor. CT not on the team, so this is why this and that happened, and so on and so forth. Shout to Mo Beasy, a moderator on this page. Shout to Iceman, a moderator on this page. Be talking heavy. Brooklyn LM, moderator on this page. Everything Brooklyn Nets, John, moderator. Arthur, moderator. Yo, man, the guys are here, man. We finna talk basketball. I'm gonna let y'all talk y'all shit, bro. I'm not even finna interrupt because y'all know how I could get about Cam Thomas, but y'all know I don't want to be emotional. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead. We're gonna go to Iceman first, man. Iceman, what was the temperature on X, man? Shout your page out, slow it down, man. Shout your YouTube out, your TikTok out, and then I'm saying, let me know, you know what I mean? I couldn't stay, but talk to me, man. What happened on your page earlier, bro?
So first, the tip off of Brooklyn Nets podcast I heard on YouTube, on TikTok. That's where I was at. That's where Breezy was at earlier today on a live. And the temperature over there was um they don't know because they like it's like they similar. It's like almost and not it's almost like trading MPJ for Cam Johnson, except for like they do little things differently. You know what I'm saying? Cam's a better scorer. Ivy can defend a little bit, he's a little more athletic. You know what I mean? Like those that's like the trade off that you're getting if that was to ever go down. I don't think it is.
But what about the chemistry aspect that I said?
I'm not worried about chemistry, Breeze. You get chemistry by playing with whoever you play with for a long period of time. Cam basically got a new team, so they really ain't no chemistry except for between him and Claxton and other guys that been there longer. You know what I mean? But that comes along with playing. You know what I'm saying? You got a new point guard. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So the chemistry is not a big thing. We ain't trying to win, so chemistry doesn't matter at this point. But I still think Cam, if you gonna trade Ivy, you might as well sign Cam because it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no, I only think that comes about because of Ivy being on the market and Cam not being resigned yet. So they just talk about putting.
So let me ask you this: what do you think about the specific statistic about Cam Thomas scoring in one or two dribbles? Because I feel like Ivy, he's not a catch and shoot player like Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is a way better catch and shoot player than a Jaden Ivey, and henceforth, why Cam Thomas is a better teammate for these rookies that's about to be on the team. That's on the team. Now I'm saying that because Ice. I'm saying that because if they want to run an offense where it's 3-4 seconds or whatever they said, bro, you're gonna need catch and shoot players. And to my knowledge, so as much as y'all may say about Jaden Ivey, he's not a catch and shoot player. I rest my case.
I don't know if he is or if he isn't, bro. I don't know too much about Ivy like that. I just looked up the numbers and I'm watching highlights and stuff like that to get an idea of exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, to me, it could be just me, but I just think they similar. You know what I'm saying? Cam can one dribble, two dribble pull-ups, but he does. You know what I'm saying? He over dribbles at times. So the point of that is Jordy trying to get him to do it less because then he becomes more deadly on the court for scoring when he dribbles less. You know what I'm saying? As far as you said, catch and shoot, he's a good catch and shoot player. You know what I mean? I ain't really got too much more to give on that topic like that, but it's the
Yeah.
same thing. You know what I'm saying? You just trading for the same thing, a little more defense, a little more explosiveness. You know what I'm saying? You're just swapping players. But I do think this is what I think though, Breeze. I think fans would like to see Cam next to somebody like Kate Cunningham instead of Yegor. I also think that's what they were saying on Twitter. I mean on TikTok.
Okay. I know they dangerous. They in the same draft. You put Cam Thomas next to Kay Cunningham. That shit. I don't even want to have this conversation, man. I just feel like I want to focus on these upstarts, and I don't want to be long winded, man. We got a full panel, man. I just pass it to Brooklyn LM. You know what I'm saying? When you finish, bro.
Yeah, chest pass. You know what I'm saying? Shoot the rock.
Um, I mean, I don't know how to feel about it. I kind of feel like realistically, it kind of is a good deal for both sides. I mean, Detroit need a scorer in the half court besides Kay Cunningham. Uh, Cam gives you that. They also have the defenders if need be to hide them. Um, him playing next to Saw Thompson and Cade wouldn't exactly be a bad idea. Um, and he will also be on a young ass team. So it's not like you on a team where they gotta realistically win now. They will have years to mesh and build chemistry. In terms of on our end, They're pretty much the same
So,
age.
but you
Like,
think Jaden Ivey and MPJ are the players that's going to help these rookies? Like, who's the best player? Who's the best teammate for not necessarily the contrast between who the better player between Jaden Ivey and Cam Thomas, but who would be the better teammate for these rookies? You feel what I'm saying? Like that gotta
I don't
matter,
even
bro,
know
because the
because I
focus.
don't think Cam Thomas is not really that talkative. Like, I get it's more than just talking in terms of leadership, but you still need a guy that's vocal. Cam Thomas has never really been that vocal guy. Can he grow into that? Yeah, I'm not doubting that. But it's rare that you've seen him take a vocal stance. He's talking on the court, telling guys, yo, go ahead, move over there. Like, you don't really see that from him. I see it from Yegor. Yegor is very vocal. He's very out there. If you saw that in the footage on the summer league, Yegor not afraid to talk. He gonna tell people where to go. He gonna tell players where to go. He has that. Maybe it's the point guard in him, but he is vocal. So realistically, I don't know. This team is not really built to compete. I just think that the vocal aspect of that is going to have to come from everybody, not just one specific person. Everybody got to communicate on the court. Um, but I mean, it's going to be tough, man. I personally think, realistically, Ivy Cam should just be signed. Like, I don't think there should be no need to sign and trade him. I only say sign and trade him if you don't want him here. And the organization just seems like they don't rock with Cam. It seems like it shouldn't really take that long to decide who you if you want a player on the team or not. Like, it's just honestly, it really don't make sense. Uh,
Yeah, I'm with you, bro.
but I mean,
Um,
at this point, if he's just do what's best for his career, bro. I just want to see Cam Thomas play winning basketball. If that's in Detroit, so be it. But do what's right by him. It makes no sense to have a player that y'all not rocking with, whatever weird nonsense is going on behind the front office and in the scenes. Like, don't play with his career, bro. Don't play with his money. If you're gonna sign and trade him, do that. But if he's staying here, let him stay. He been loyal. He stayed here besides all the antics with the big three. He's been a loyal guy. He stayed out the way, not in no media. He plays basketball and he sticks to himself.
You got me
You
laughing.
gonna
They need to be talking to Cam Thomas like DJ Khaled, like you're smart, you loyal, you grateful.
yeah, like he's been loyal for the most part of his career, bro. We ain't seen him in no antics. We ain't seen him in no drama. Sign the kid back, let him ball out, and you know what I'm saying. Let him be a long term net. Like it's just weird the antics they're playing with him when they out here giving Allen Crabbe and all these players 4 mil, Joe Harris 4 mil, 4 years 30 mil. Like I get it,
That's
the cap and all that, the
different time.
business, but it was a different time. But at the same time, it's like you got a homegrown kid balling out beginning of the season, balling out, giving you 30 points per game beginning of the
But,
season.
but what if he
Injuries, if
wants
you want to
30
count
mil
it,
though? If he wants 30
I
mil, LM, what are you saying?
if you
Give him
want 30
give
mil,
him
I'll sign and
15,
trade him.
man. That's where negotiations start at 30 mil.
I'm not saying give him 30 mil. I personally would not give him
That,
30 mil.
but that's why
But
he's mad. He wants 30 mil.
No, but look, that's how negotiations start. Just because you ask for 30 mil don't mean you getting it. And
Yeah,
then
they made
they
him an
trying to
offer.
give him, like 6 mil or 10 mil, meet in the middle and give him 15 mil and let's close this shit up.
Yeah, no,
exactly,
if it, I
exactly.
think it's done.
but
If
what
it,
if Cam don't want
I
the
think it's
15 mil?
he don't want
No,
15.
Then you gotta
If he
yo,
trade
wants
him.
yo,
15 mil, he'd be signed right now.
no, the thing is that's not true because they only offer him 6 to 10 right now.
No, the offer that's a formality. The offer sheet is a formality. It's not. It's automatically set by the NBA. It's not. It's set by your draft position. It's not. It's not like you can. You know. It's that's the offer. Like, yeah, that's what we're starting. No, they probably offered him like 15, but he was
If
expecting
they would have
30.
offered him 15 mil,
And you
we would
know,
have heard about that. He got the qualifying offer, and his
no,
job is to go.
everybody gets the qualifying
Yeah,
offer.
but what I'm saying
They
is
could
his
lift it.
job is to
They
go
could lift it
find
though.
what his value is worth, and
Correct.
nobody else is offering him nothing.
That's right.
Because they can't off. No team has money. That's why he can't get what he got
But if
or what
you
he's
wanted
asking
him, you could
for.
trade for him. Like let's say Detroit wanted him, right? Like this story, like the Detroit story is just Cam's agent putting something out there because they gotta put something out there that somebody wants them because they have no negotiating. Like they didn't tell Cam the truth coming into this free agency. They did not tell Cam the truth. They told Cam we gonna get this much money and we gonna rock. No, they they're basing the number off of what and Claxton and Cam Johnson got. It was a completely different situation at a completely different time. Now they you're not getting that. Nobody is getting that. People were getting stupid money last year. That money is gone now. It's yo, look at the amount of money the superstars are getting. Chet 55, um, SGA 75. You know what I'm saying? Like 75 million per. That like it's not the system of the NBA right now is not one that cares about the dudes in the middle class. The dude, look what Dayron had to take. In a regular year, Dayron getting 10 mil. Dayron getting 14
Yeah,
mil.
but it's the same thing with Cam Thomas. Like Dayron didn't really get a chance to prove his worth all the way, and the only people like the Nets is like, yo, we gonna underpay you since we don't have to overpay you because you didn't really do shit. We know what you could do, but you didn't do it, so we don't gotta pay you yet.
It's a messy
And I
business.
feel like that's fucked up.
It,
Yep.
it it's true. That happens to me all
Because
the
if you
time.
hold me back
It's
and
just
then try to
business.
underpay me, I will never sign with you again after this.
Yeah,
This
but
is what I'm saying. If they don't value him, let him go.
no,
To
Why
who?
are you letting
To
somebody who
who?
you don't
LM?
value stay on the team?
LM to
I
who?
mean, if the Detroit deal is there, I'll say sign and trade him there.
no, but you gotta
That's not a
understand.
real trade. They're not trading. They got 2 years. They got 2 years till they have to pay
No,
Ivy.
but Pa, what I'm saying is, even if he's
That's not a
on the
real
team,
trade.
I know, but even if he's on, I'm saying even if they let's say they do sign him back, trade him by the deadline. If that's the case, or maybe
Yeah,
let him
but it
raise his
takes two.
value
It takes two to
and
tango. Like,
Right.
look, right, I'm
And
telling
nobody
you, like when I was in Vegas, they were every scout was saying the same thing. That's the only talented player the Nets got. What do you mean they're gonna trade? They're not gonna sign him back. They're definitely signing him back. Everybody I talked to said they definitely signing him back. But at the same time, when I was saying, yeah, I think the number's like 28, 20, like he's got to get more than Claxton and Cam Johnson. They was like, what shit? He's not getting. Everybody to a man is like 15, but nobody told Cam. I'm telling you, this is the way a player when a agent isn't talking to them in a real way, explaining the situation to them, and it may hurt them. It may really hurt him. You
You,
gotta know who you are in this league, so that you can understand your value. In his mind, he got that Kobe mindset. He think he's 24. You're not 24, Cam Johnson. I mean Cam Thomas. You're a good player. You're a great scorer, but you're not 24. You're not like in that caliber player. You're only 6 foot, whatever you are, and it's harder for him, man. It's just the
you,
reality.
you
but
know
my
what?
thing is,
Yeah,
Pod, even if you sign him back, is he part of the future? That's what I'm talking about. Sign him back,
No,
fine, cool. But is he
He's
part of the
Bro,
future?
no, wait.
but
Can I get in this for a
bro,
second?
hold on. Yeah, let John go, then Easy go. I ain't hear much of them. I know Easy just joined the panel.
Yeah, listen, this has been a crazy few hours because we had to listen to a flat earther rant, and now we're talking about this Cam Thomas to Detroit stuff. Like, it's an unfortunate situation, but me, Jay, and others were saying this should have gotten done way before free agency even began. The problem is this organization and Cam Thomas haven't been in sync for 4 years. Cam has had to basically force his way to get playing time. The only time you ever saw Sean Marks smile is when he drafted the kid, and we didn't even know if he was the one who really drafted him or it was Kevin Durant. And for 4 years, he's had to struggle to fit in a system.
Stop that.
Wait,
can we
Pod,
put that
can I
shit?
get my
That's
Pod?
not
Can I get my
real.
take off, Pod?
Yeah, but that imaginary shit.
Oh
Does
my
it
God!
look like Kevin Durant picked him?
Yeah,
Like, you
it
saw
does.
the video.
Can I be honest with you? It does because
Yeah,
Kevin
and I
Durant was the
think
only
that
one who was vibing with the kid.
low
Kevin
key,
You
Durant
I
was
feel
believe in the
like that's why they
mythology.
holding him back. I feel like they look at him as the last remnants from that Kyrie
yeah,
KD
No,
shit.
you see that fake
no.
smile right there from Sean Marks? He has net. Wait,
All right.
you see that fake smile right there?
Yeah,
That is a dude that is lying, smiling through his teeth right now. Yeah,
That
I
man
did
is
that for
not
Kevin
smiling at the guy
Durant.
Cam, yo.
I did that for Kevin Durant. I'm such a good guy. Like,
it's the
this is who Sean
27th
Marks has
pick.
always been. He placated Kevin Durant with that move. And for 4
And we was
years,
always speculating that
27th pick.
the Kevin
Brooklyn
Durant,
Nets
that Steve
select
Nash
Cam
shit was
Thomas.
Kevin
All right.
Durant,
yeah,
and
yeah, like,
And that
it
was a
came out
lie.
that it's true.
listen, this is the unfortunate.
Wait. No. For years, I've been saying that Kevin Durant okayed everything that happened in the front office while he was there. He did. That's why he thought he could tell somebody that he could fire the GM and the coach. But at the same time, Kevin Durant don't know players. Like he know the kids that's on his AAU team. I just watched them over the weekend get their ass beat by Bradley Beal team. That like this is we can't keep adding shit and being mad for no reason. Right?
It's not about being mad or anything. It's the fact that Cam Thomas was put in a system that didn't even want him to be a part of it. He had to force his way just to get playing time. And I give Cam
Yo,
credit for
were you gonna
doubling
give
his scoring
when you
output on a
drafted
team.
Cam Thomas? Were you gonna trade Kyrie and KD? You gonna dump them?
Pod. My point is, this organization has a serious communication issue. The flat earther basically said he didn't even talk to the organization at all before he
Yo,
even
just
signed
call him
with us.
Kyrie Irving, man. Just you ain't gotta keep calling him flat earther, man. Just
Nah,
call him Kyrie Irving.
I personally have to because I can't believe anything that guy says. That guy lied through his teeth on the bullshit he said the last day and a half. Like he lied, and
What
I
you
cooked
mean?
his ass.
Let's hold on. No,
He didn't lie.
let's
He
run
told the
it.
truth.
Let's run it. Let's see what he said. Hold on. I want to say shout the Nets frequent. He said, and he tweeted Cam Thomas. What was he? What did he say? He said, on behalf of our organization, I want to apologize to you, brother. I can't believe we've let it get to this point. Just know the fans want you back, and we know the potential you have, young king. I'm with him on that. You know what I'm saying? That being said, I agree with Jay more than anything. I think they do look at him like, he's from that. And my thing is, they should look at him like, yo, this guy's got tough skin.
They don't.
He made it. He made it through all of that. Maybe we should give him we giving injured players a shot. We always giving internet. So you'll give injured players a shot,
Come on.
international players a shot, but you won't give a player you drafted a shot. Why?
The
Come
Like, I
damage
don't
on.
has
get it.
been the
That's
damage
You
has been
talking
done
about
already.
not
I agree with what LM said. Best thing to do is if he's unwilling to lower his own price down, you do a sign and trade and you wish the kid the best of luck in his future endeavors. Because
sign and trade with who?
there's no
Who?
reason to keep him on this team unless you're trading him for a star player in the future. If you just keep it Cam to trade him for a pick that means nothing, what a waste of time for
John,
him
who?
and re-signing him in the first place. Like if you're not going to re-sign him and trade him to let him develop somewhere else, then what are we doing, Cam Thomas? Because it's clear as day his
Well,
future does not
where
lie
you
in
trading
Brooklyn.
him?
This organization doesn't know what the hell they're doing because they can't even communicate with stars or young players about their
Hold on.
future. Like that's a huge problem.
Hold on, bro. You
John,
putting
that
too
take
much
is
fuel on the
empty
fire, man.
calories
You
because
putting
you
too much
haven't
fuel
said
on the fire.
who
I'm
you
trying to
trading
calm
for.
shit down, bro. You doing the whole opposite. You know what I mean? Hold it down. We gonna get into Kyrie Irving, what he said, because we wanted to react to that too. I'm gonna go to Easy first. Easy, you there?
Yo, I didn't know shit was about to get hot like this, my nigga.
Oh, we
What's
cook
Yeah,
going
in
it's
on?
like that, bro.
Smarties.
It
We
is
cook in
like that, bro. It's
Smarties.
like that, bro. I gotta be the moderator. I gotta do that. I have to do that, bro.
But I ain't know
I'm
what
telling you,
Kyrie.
if me and John was on this panel by ourselves, bro, this shit would be fucking explosive. You know
Facts,
what I'm
man.
saying?
I'm
That's why
ready to
we
Like
cook.
I'm
got
telling you,
John.
I'll
bro, because
wait. I'll wait till the
my
end,
thing,
man.
and the only reason why I said that easy is because my thing is I'm not coming at necessarily his take, but at the end of the day, I think I said enough in my rant. So it ain't even really about me and John personally, for real. I said
Yo, did
enough of
y'all
that
look
when
at
I
the
called ISO.
MPJ shit?
What about MPJ?
He did a vlog on his first day in Brooklyn, and he was
Yeah,
shitting on
nah, man.
he.
I ain't watched that shit, bro.
Well, he was shitting on Denver. Well, not really shitting, but shitting on Denver's practice facility because he was walking around our shit and just looking like, oh shit, y'all got a float tank?
Bro, I'm not
Oh,
jacking that shit, bro.
Man, all the
I'm not
players trying to
jacking none
show
of
their
that shit,
OT.
bro. But hold
what
on,
you not jacking?
I'm not jacking that he you know what I mean? Think they
Cam
got the
Thomas
front
not
office
playing
backing him,
tonight,
talking about he
Oh,
gonna be the number one scorer, but he gonna be a top 10
Oh my
scorer, bro.
God,
Like
bro,
he
well, they
trying
put
to
him in the
he trying
middle
to
of the locker room. That they
nah,
said
he
the
gotta know
dude
the
said
pecking
that they
order
was like, yeah,
around
well, they
here,
gave you the
man.
middle
nigga,
seat in the
bro.
locker room. He was like, that
Nah,
don't
This
he
mean
nigga
nothing.
is
He was
the
like, yes, it
leader,
do.
bro.
hold on. MPJ don't know the pecking order of the team, man. You think he gonna come here and be the number one option? But
Oh,
this a
you're
whole
not
Bro, this
different.
nigga
listening.
is a
You're not
hater,
listening.
bro.
They
Man.
told
That's
the
This
what an
nigga
man.
is a
NBA insider
Whoever
said, not
whoever
him
was giving him
himself.
the tour, whoever was giving him the tour told
Man.
him, yo, they put you in the middle of the they put you in the middle. He was like, that don't mean nothing. I mean, then the dude was like, yes, it do. So he trying to respect the pecking order, but it seemed like the front office is trying to put him in the position the same way they
No,
Why
did
they
do
with
you
are.
think
Mikal
he did get
Bridges.
that
And
number
that's
one?
all
Hold
Jordy
on.
Fernandez.
I
All Jordy
want
Fernandez.
East.
That's Jordy
Hold on.
Fernandez, boy.
Yeah, hold on. I want Easy to react to this. We're gonna go to Easy first. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for joining the panel. Shout out to everybody for joining the panel. I'm just trying to get through some of this content. You feel what I'm saying? A lot happening since our last time we was live. This is Kyrie Irving talking about his relationship with the Nets.
Front office one time. I didn't meet with the
Can you
GM
hear
one
it?
time, the assistant GM one time. Literally,
Not really.
when I look back at that decision, I'm like, man, I should have
All
taken
right,
some
let
more
me see if I
time
can
to,
turn it up.
figure out what's best for me. Katie had just tore his Achilles.
That's as loud as it go.
All
All
right.
right, so I'm gonna pause it. I ain't gonna make y'all go through 2 minutes of this shit.
What's the
He
word,
said, "I
coach?
wish that we got a chance to get to know them beforehand because they wasn't fucking with me like that. Kenny Atkinson wasn't fucking with me like that. The Nets didn't want me like that. They wanted KD." How you feel about what he said, Easy?
Well, first thing first, Breezy's a hater. Second off,
Why is that first thing first? Because y'all want to get some guy that always somebody that's supposed to be a free agent that did something somewhere else, and he's supposed to be so great, and he's gonna come here and do fucking what? He ain't gonna do nothing that KD didn't do. Stop it.
bro, what?
You talking about
Why am
Michael
I
Wait,
Porter
hating?
wait, hold on,
Jr.?
hold on.
He was a
What?
third guy, Breeze. This guy ain't
Wait,
gonna come here like Kobe. Come
hold
on.
on, hold
Why
on,
am
hold
I
on.
hating on him? I'm just saying he gotta fall in line, bro. You ain't gonna be number one option over
Oh,
Cam Thomas.
Hold
what?
on,
what?
hold on,
What?
wait,
What's
What?
wait,
gonna?
What?
Yo,
Wait,
wait,
come
wait,
wait.
on,
wait. Hold
Breeze.
on,
Yo,
y'all.
hold on,
Breeze,
Y'all
you're
Nah,
gotta
go
gonna
hold
owe
on.
ahead.
me one
let me say
tonight,
something
man.
You
You're
right
gonna owe me
quick.
trying to
one
call
tonight
me a
for
hater? I
sure.
wasn't even saying that. We was
Can I
talking
go?
about
Can I go?
what
Wow,
Kyrie Irving
dude.
said.
Hold
Can I
on, can
go?
I say something right quick before
I'll
Easy finish? Yo, they are really trying to position MPJ to be exactly what y'all saying he ate because in the fucking shit they said yeah, it's not like he gonna be the league's leading scorer or nothing, but he gonna be close. A Nets insider said that. I was like, what the fuck they expected from
So,
this
He
guy?
is not gonna be
somebody's
no
lying
leading
through their
scorer.
ass on that one.
He is not gonna be no leading
Yeah,
scorer.
come on, man.
Go ahead, easy. I'm trying to hear
But
something
Yeah,
real
let
quick.
Easy go.
but I
Easy
yo,
did
go.
I
yo,
Easy go.
did
Easy go.
yo.
see in
I'm
his first
saying
day
though.
there,
He
he
said like
He
broke a
gonna
25
take
record in
Yo,
one of
why
minutes.
their
you giving him
drills.
so much light, man?
he
FPJ,
gonna take
he
24
good. He
shots a
played no
game.
basketball for the
Yo,
Brooklyn Nets. What's
hey,
his
let me
number
say
on
this
his
shit
jersey?
Yeah,
first.
I
We
just
can
told you he broke a record in one of their drills in his first day there, man.
we can get to that. Go to
Yeah,
easy.
let Easy go. Go ahead, Easy.
All I'm saying is, bro. All I'm saying is the bet man didn't even play a game yet, and this man throwing strays and darts at the man. Like goddamn, bro, the man didn't even say nothing about the team yet. Like let shit play. All because something going on over here doesn't mean you have to throw hate over here, bro. Like
It's
Cam
not
Thomas
hate, bro.
situation
Y'all
doesn't
want
have
me
to
to be
deal
all
with
happy
MPJ.
go lucky, bro. Y'all want me to be happy go lucky for trades to happen, bro. Okay, they traded Cam Johnson, whoop de doo. But to say that he gonna be the number one option and score, bro, no, I'm not. That's me being happy for what? He ain't even do that shit from the team he came from. He gonna be the number one option for us. I'm
What,
not.
No
I'm
one
not. I'm
said
not
that.
hating.
Nobody on this panel said
Bro,
that.
no, he
Where's
said
that
I'm
coming
hating
from?
because I'm being realistic. Y'all mad when I'm being realistic because I'm not being optimistic. I gotta be, oh yeah, he's gonna be no fuck out of here. Let's prove that. I'm from a show me state. They want to get an opportunity to a player that come from a different team over a player that been in for 4 years. That shit is not building winning culture. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how do we build a winning culture? Y'all think it's giving power to these free agents? It's not. So go ahead, yo, easy. Just don't call me a hater.
Nah, you taking Leaf energy real quick. You taking the brim
I
rebound
ain't
shit real quick.
taking his energy.
But real quick, I'm a pivot. I'm a pivot back to the video right here. To the video. So real quick, let's all rewind back in time real quick, right? Cause we got hindsight. We go work with hindsight, and we got people that's in the situation talking, and it sounds like they talking truthfully. So when that was going on, and niggas said they had to get rid of Kenny Atkinson, and Kyrie right here saying, "Yo, Kenny Atkinson wasn't fucking with him." Does the narrative change for you now? Because the narrative was like, "Yo, KD and Kyrie got him out there," but now Kyrie is telling you like, "Yo, the coach wasn't really fucking with him. They fucking with a guy that's gonna be injured for 2 years." So what you do then? Because I'm on a max contract right
You
now,
mean
my nigga.
KD? Who's the guy that was injured for 2 years? Easy.
It was
KD?
1 year. It was 1 year.
Well, 1 year and a half. 1 year and a half. He was still hurt.
1 year. 1 year.
It was 1 year. It was 1 year, man.
Because he got hurt when he was on Golden State.
Yeah.
He got hurt in the finals.
He got hurt in the bubble. He missed the whole 2020.
Yeah,
then he came back in the middle of 2021.
He got hurt the season. He got hurt the season before the bubble.
But he came back in the middle of 2021.
So,
but he came back in like in the middle of the 2021. So like a year and a half.
Year and a half.
But you put him on the max, and you got this man on the max. But you're not even paying attention to the guy. You paying attention to a guy that's not going to be here for at least a year though. So like, the narrative was like, yo, KD and Kyrie boot him out. Kyrie running the show. Meanwhile, Kyrie telling you like, yo, I'm trying to do my best to integrate myself with the team, but they really just looking at KD.
He didn't even try easy. He didn't even try easy. He basically gave up the moment he signed on the dotted line.
Hold on a second, John. Please let me talk with my friend Easy. Yo, Easy. You don't remember what Kyrie did the first year?
Yo, you said your bike sound a little muffled. Just speak it more into the bike.
Yeah, I said, you don't remember what?
Yeah, you sound better now. Hell yeah, you sound way better now.
Yeah, I took my AirPods out. You don't remember what happened? What happened when he was there that first year? The roller skating party, the shoulder injury. He had a shoulder injury. He didn't let the team MRI. Yo, Kyrie disappeared for a month, and he talking about people weren't fucking with him like that.
But he's saying from he's saying from out the gate, from the minute before I even walked through the door, y'all not showing me no love. Y'all not fucking with me. So
that's a lie, though. If you was there,
come on, man. That's the truth.
And I've been saying that from back then.
Hold on. Look. We just taking the man word for what it is. He telling us, and hopefully it's a truthful word that he talking about right here. So that's all I'm doing. I'm not putting no opinion on it. We just taking the man word for it. He's saying from out the gate, these niggas wasn't fucking with him, bro. What do I do with that, bro?
I'll tell you.
What do I do with that right there?
Let me say something real quick. If y'all don't remember, before they got signed, before they even signed to the Nets, the word was they was trying to go KD. He was gonna go where KD was gonna go, right? Or they was gonna go vice versa. And Kyrie wanted to go here, and KD didn't want to come to Brooklyn. But as far as he's saying, if you look at how management is going now, they only like certain type of guys, and y'all already know that. Now y'all can say if Kyrie is their type of guy or not, and go from there. You know what I'm saying? That's the way you look at it. KD is their type of guy. Kyrie is not their type of guy. Definitely not. You know what I'm saying?
Ice, you don't remember how they were just worshiping this dude? They let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. And they fired Atkinson. They wanted to run out old ass DeAndre Jordan into the thing, and Jared Allen was a budding star.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question again.
Right? And if you're looking at it, those are all KD moves. KD wanted his man DeAndre. KD wanted his man Mike James. That's what KD wanted.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna ask the question. Who moves what? Those are all KD moves. The
and
guy,
Yeah,
the
but
big
and
you
the
guy
is
is
narrative,
KD
the
changing.
not the
narrative at the
alpha
time
though?
was
Like,
Kyrie was making these
am I
calls.
wrong?
The narrative was Kyrie was making these calls at the time, but Kyrie is here telling you like, no, these are all things KD was making. These are the calls KD
No,
making and the
no. He
front
said,
office.
But
I'm
I've
only
been
hearing the
telling
tapes
y'all
now.
that, yo, you knew the front office wasn't down with whatever Kyrie was talking about when he first got there, and he said that dumb shit. Yo, I could coach one game. KD could coach. It don't matter who could
Facts.
coach. And
Come
the
on.
organization came out and said, we don't know what the fuck Kyrie talking about. Like they
Seriously.
they released a statement that says something like that. You wouldn't do that. They wouldn't have did that if KD said that.
Seriously.
They neutered the coach first day. Even KD in that podcast with Kyrie was like, "All right, Kyrie, you're wilding right now." When Kyrie said, "We don't need a coach," he was like, KD had to walk that shit back. Everybody got a homeboy like Kyrie.
But
Everybody got that
Kyrie
loose
didn't
cannon
believe in
homeboy that's
Steve
gonna accident.
Nash. That's
What?
the problem. Kyrie didn't
No.
believe in Steve
You,
Nash and his style of coaching. He knew it was trash. KD was just like, that's my guy, so it's all good.
you
No,
know what the
that
pro-
KD
Because
you
has
know
they've
what the
been
been saying
problem
saying
that
it.
Kyrie was running practices after practice.
you know what the problem was,
Yo, yeah,
Jay.
that was the last year. I remember that statement too. But still, like you still talking about a dude they gave mad leeway. The shit ended with Kyrie with COVID. But remember, COVID was a year after the like most of the Kyrie shit. Like Kyrie got away with things only Kyrie could get away with.
No, no,
You-
no.
Who
No,
disappears for
you,
weeks
It's
you,
to
it's
throw your
because of
sister a
go ahead,
birthday
John.
party? Like,
It
come
nah,
on,
wasn't
man.
weeks, it was
you
a
know what's
couple
so
days.
You know what I realized in this whole thing that he did? He was such a hypocrite. He said, "Oh, when Ime Udoka went to Boston, that's how they beat us." Kyrie, don't you remember you were on Boston a few years prior? They know your game. Yes, Ime knew some things about you, but Boston knew who you were, Kyrie. And he said, "Oh, because of Ime,
Nah,
they were able to
John.
lock
No,
us
that's
down."
Nah,
No,
different
bro,
though.
it
That's
All
wasn't.
right, all
Oh,
different.
right,
wait,
nah,
wait,
all
can
right,
I
nah. He was.
finish?
John,
Hold on, hold
John,
on,
Wait,
hold
wait,
John.
on.
can
He
I,
was.
When you
can
use
I
that
Hold
finish?
on,
point right
John.
there,
Hold on, hold
you
on.
get
Nah, he
beat
was
when you use
accurate
that
with
point.
that, bro.
No,
I
he
watched that.
wasn't.
Hold on,
Yes,
hold on, hold on, bro. Hold
Breeze,
on, hold on,
Breeze,
yeah,
you know
hold on.
what the
Hold
problem?
on, hold
Wait,
on, hold
Breeze.
yeah.
on, hold on,
Bro,
John. Hold
he
on, hold
he
on, bro,
coached the
John.
whole playbook
Right.
last year.
Listen, what I'm saying is, Steve Nash, he was the head coach, but D'Antoni was more the offensive coach, and Ime was the defensive coach, right? So Ime, they didn't win that year when Ime was the assistant coach with D'Antoni. Ime left that next season to go to Boston. Kyrie is not lying about Ime. Ime knew everything about Kyrie and KD as a duo. And on that note, they weren't one of the better pick and roll play teammates. They didn't play a lot of games together. And the games that they did, it was you could see that both of them were talented, but they weren't great teammates. They were great players, but they weren't great teammates, if you know what I mean.
You know what he didn't mention? They chased away James Harden, a guy who could have been a difference maker in that series against Boston. Don't you remember how well Claxton was playing the year because of Harden? Claxton was being atrocious in that playoffs because he didn't have the main point guard to direct traffic.
Nah,
Because without
you veering
Harden,
off
it was
the
easy for
conversation. You
Tatum
talking
and
about
Brown to
Claxton
lock
now.
KD and Kyrie down. Like
Stay in the same conversation that we talking about,
no,
John.
no, but no, Pod. I'm saying that without Harden, it was way easier for Boston to beat our asses because Katie and Kyrie didn't have that guy to unlock everybody in offense.
All
Harden
right.
became our main playmaker on that team. Kyrie doesn't want to
Yeah,
mention that because he
but that's
thought
not
they were
what we
going to win a
talk.
title. But why is
That's not
James
what
going
we
to win a
talking
title
about.
with a
They
We're
won.
crybaby
gonna
narcissist like
we're gonna
Kyrie
go back to
Hold
Irving?
on,
the
hold on, hold on, hold
conversation.
on, John. Hold
We're
on.
gonna go
Let's
back
go
to
around
the
the panel
conversation.
because we still got to go to This is JTV, Ice, Brooklyn, LM, all of y'all.
They should have let
Was
CP
Easy
play,
ever
man.
finished his
Yo,
points?
I didn't
Because
even get to finish, but
yeah, I
y'all
was
not,
about to
Yeah,
but
say,
go ahead,
listen,
easy. Yeah, go ahead, easy.
but
My
no, no,
bad.
no, no.
I cut off easy.
I
yeah,
ain't
let
gonna
Easy
hold you.
finish.
I ain't gonna hold you. Every time I drop a fucking track, my nigga, that shit get a whole fucking a bunch of features on
You
that
going
shit. So my
viral,
nigga,
bro. You going viral. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
shit, Easy.
yo, my nigga, at this point, nah, nigga, we gonna keep on rolling how we was rolling just now, my nigga. Let's
Okay,
stay on that
shit.
point right there. Keep on cooking, bro, because nigga, we dropping tracks out this motherfucker. So, yo, goddamn, son.
Yeah, yo, Easy. All right. So basically, what I'm saying is, overall, what my synopsis is of this whole thing is that regardless of how talented these players was, the New York media is vicious, and they could easily sidetrack you and make what they do bigger than basketball. That happened to KD and Kyrie. Now, I'm not saying who fault it was. I'm not pointing the finger. I'm just saying Cam Thomas withstood all of that So he got the skin tough enough to even play in a place like this. I don't know the same for other players, and this is not a knock to any of the new players on the roster. I want to be clear. But go ahead, Easy. I'll let you finish, and then you know what I'm saying, pass it to who you gonna pass it to.
All look, let me just say this, man. Let me just say this, because niggas getting upset with what Kyrie's saying and whatever. All I really got to say is, unfortunately, when our window opened at that point in time, a lot of unfortunate situations developed around our team. And whether you want to argue it or not, that could have been the reasons why we didn't win a chip. It is what it is. We here now. Move forward. But niggas could chop it up about this, but don't get too hung up on it. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't get too hung up on it, because this is the man perspective. This is what he's saying. So like, you can't really like fight it like that. Like, if he's
It's
saying it,
BS. It's BS, bro. From what I'm hearing last night, that
What
was
is
all
what?
BS.
Have we considered the fact that all three of these niggas is lying, bro?
Now let's listen. Kevin Durant, when he was available, played his
100%.
ass off. This guy wanted to be a part-time artist savant, making millions of dollars, playing a limited schedule. That was all his doing.
I don't think
He
any of
all he
them
had to
was
do was be
lying though.
available.
I would say
I don't think any of them lying though. I think all of them have their perspective. I think each one of them put their heart and soul into
Yeah,
this.
what
But it
I'm
showed
Nah, I
in
don't
confused.
believe
different
that.
ways. It showed in
But
different
easy. He
ways.
said he
I'm
was jealous
confused at
that
what
Kevin
y'all so
Durant got
upset
the
about.
nod
What
over
y'all
Yeah,
him.
think
wait,
he
wait, wait.
lying about?
Hold on, real quick. In this stream right here, because this was a stream that he did, I think on Twitch. On this stream, he even admitted, like, yo, I was a young nigga talking shit, doing all type of shit. I was 27, 28. Yeah, young 27, 28 nigga with millions and done did shit in the fucking NBA, is one of the greatest, and niggas acknowledging him. Yeah, he on his bullshit, bro. He acknowledged that, bro. He acknowledged the immaturity that he was in and the state of mind he was in. You gotta let it rock. I'll take his word for it. I don't think he was lying. Yeah, I tried to put things didn't work out in the favor that I wanted to work out, but I did try my best. Now, my best could have been better if I had more mental power, but it wasn't there at the time. So it
Nah,
is what it
man.
is.
Nah, but come on, easy. He
But
got
this
to
ain't
live.
coming.
He got to live a player's dream, winning a title with the GOAT LeBron, and then form one of the best hypothetical big threes of all time. And he was still unhappy. It mind boggles me. Any superstar player would do their job to their best
But
ability
they
to win a
didn't want him
title on
there in
that.
the first place, so he
He,
probably
no, but no,
felt the
because he
way
wanted to
Nah,
be
now.
the
that's not
Jay. He
true.
wanted to be the number
No,
one guy. But
that's
look what
but
he did
look,
with
Hold on,
you're not
Cleveland. He
listening.
went from
hold on, John. Hold on, let Jay go,
I'm
bro.
just
Because
saying.
you definitely got some airplay. Go ahead, Jay. Go
all
I'm
ahead.
right,
just
all
saying
right.
if he felt like the organization didn't want him in the first place and they treating him funny, he gonna act the same way. And I
Why
said
That's
you
not
when the
true.
shit
They
was
gave up
happening,
D'Lo.
when the shit was happening,
Mhm.
don't act like none of y'all ain't never take a day off work to go to your sister's birthday party.
Yeah, a day
Why you
off to
Yo,
still with
not
the
disappear for
organization
2 weeks.
then?
Like everybody in here done did that before, man.
see,
Yeah,
Y'all
a
acting
day off
holier
to
than
not
they
miss
didn't
thou
need to be
because he
practice
close
in
to
the
for
a
2 weeks.
NBA.
family in
Wait,
such
wait,
harsh times. You know what I
bro.
mean?
The problem with you saying, not even you saying that, but like, this is why do niggas go places where they're not fucking wanted?
Mm.
I don't get
that
it.
was
It's
They
mind
wanted him,
boggling.
LM. This is so crazy. Like
I
this is
I don't
the
know,
that
bro. I
first
They
year
don't.
he
wanted
I don't
ran
KD.
know.
Barkley.
They wanted Kevin
He
Durant,
just
bro.
came with
No, he
KD.
came with the
No,
package.
KD
Bro.
was nowhere to be found. He was hurt. Kyrie ran amok that first year.
No,
Like
you not
y'all
listening. I'm
forgetting.
No,
talking
I had a
about the deal.
podcast back then.
before all that.
Yo, the
Yo,
deal in
that's
the
the reason
first
why I
place.
don't have a podcast no more, is because of how much hate and acrimony and fighting and shit that was going on. I was like, yo, I can't deal with this. This is crazy. Yo, the very first game of the year, I'll never forget that. The second year when COVID started hitting, the very first game, me and my son, we walked to the game every year from the crib. We walked to the Clays, and we would walk into the shit, and I saw all these American flags on. I was like, yo, why is there American flags on the block like this? Like pickup trucks and American flags? No, it was because niggas was out there protesting the vax, these crazy ass motherfuckers. And then before I crossed the Atlantic to get over to the other side, yo, I looked at that shit with my son, and them niggas was gathering like
Commit.
they were gonna
Yo, let's
rush the
commit to this game.
fucking building.
Yo, bro.
Yo, y'all
Oh,
forgot
wait,
the
wait.
chaos that this nigga caused? Yo,
Yo,
like
Paul. Yo, Paul. I
Yo,
tell you this. I went to the game where Kyrie came back to the Barclays for the first time, and I went to the game where KD came back to the Barclays for the first time. They gave KD a 3-minute tribute video with highlights and everything. With Kyrie, bro, they had a picture of him on the screen with Seth Curry and Markieff Morris, and that said, "Thank you, former Nets," and that's it, bro. Like it shows you
You
how
They did
they
mean
not
when they
value
came
those
back?
two players
bro. They did
differently.
not want him
You
to
mean
Nah,
when
that's
they
true.
came back?
That's
When
very
they
true.
when they
Yeah,
came back as
they did
opponents?
not want
yeah,
him, bro.
Yeah.
They
it
did
just
not
no. I'm just saying a
But
3-minute video
yeah, but did
next
he
to a
not run
video, a
fellas,
picture with
did he
two other
not
niggas
run
on it.
Well,
amok?
It just shows you how they value those
hold
two
on.
bro,
players.
Right,
bro,
hold on,
KD
Ran
hold on,
in
amok
the
when he
hold on,
was
game.
y'all.
there, man. He lost
Hold
his
on.
goddamn
Hold on.
mind. And then he
Hold
went
on.
to Dallas and acted
Go
like
ahead,
a
PT.
good boy. Fuck
Yeah.
that dude, yo.
All right. So hold on. Look, what I'm saying is, let's just kind of segue into the difference between a talented player and a player being business savvy. Now, I think LeBron, when he came back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, was very business savvy about how he did things on the business side with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, I think Kyrie Irving, different story. You hear Kyrie Irving even say like it's like he I don't want to say like wet behind the ears, but just the way they do business in the NBA, you know what I mean? Kyrie, you know what I mean? He don't like it. You know what I mean? He said he spoke to Harden one day and the next day he got traded. So it's like you hear it from his perspective, and it's like, these players are doing these things without my knowledge. Same thing
Yo,
with LeBron, same
yo,
thing with,
Breeze, Harden
you know what I'm
left
saying?
because
All
of
of these different
Kyrie.
plays. And I'm just saying, like, to Brooklyn LM's point about, you know what I'm saying? Like, try to, and yo, for one, Brooklyn
Kyrie
LM,
Steve
he
Nash.
from he from here, bro. This is his hometown, bro. He wanted to make it work. Whatever differences there would have been between the front office of the Brooklyn Nets, I think he wanted to work through them. But before all of it spilled over, I'll say that. But what y'all got on
I
that?
agree. I
Yo,
agree. But I'm just saying, if if niggas wanted KD and not necessarily you, but just accepted you because if you know what I'm saying,
That's
if
what
we get
KD
I don't
wanted.
KD
I
in
don't
that, I mean, it is what it is.
LM,
I
But
I'll
just
LM,
prove
this
to you
but
is
they
LM,
could
but
not win a championship without a Kyrie Irving that's right in his mind.
but
I
but
don't
but
care what nobody say. Y'all have revisionist history. This is
No,
the
you.
same shit I went
wait
through
wait
nobody's
wait
and
wait
saying
wait
shit
wait
was
wait.
nobody's
No,
not
going
Paul,
saying
on.
you
that
getting two
though.
things mixed up. You getting like what we want, what the organization wanted, what the fans wanted, all mixed up. The organization wanted KD. KD said
KD
me and
wasn't
Kyrie.
gonna win by
But
himself.
look, and that's true. But KD said me and Kyrie about to play somewhere together. So it's going to be here, there, or somewhere else. So if you want me, I want Kyrie as my point guard.
You
Wait
think
wait
they
wait
Yeah.
didn't
They
hold on
want?
said
hold on hold on
fine.
Hold on,
wait
no,
wait
no,
hold on
hold
hold on
on.
move from
Yeah,
that
hold on,
point
hold
don't
on.
move from that
Hold on,
point
hold on,
Remember,
easy,
let
easy.
me retrace our
don't move
steps.
from that
Hold
Y'all
on,
point
not y'all
hold
have
on,
selective memory. Y'all
wait
can't
wait
hold
like
wait
the
on.
wait wait
oldest
No,
nigga in the
no, no, no.
chat.
Hold on.
wait hold
Listen,
on
hold on. I'm trying to make a point, bro. To Jay's point, I agree with Jay because he couldn't win with just Westbrook and company. And you hear KD soliloquy about OKC. He was upset that Ibaka got traded and all of these different things were happening to take away from their championship opportunities. If you listen to that whole podcast, he gets into that. And I'm saying that to say he was part of assembling, because of that, he was part of assembling Kyrie, Harden, DeAndre Jordan. He was part Bruce Brown, Cam Thomas. He was part of that, bro. He tried to do what LeBron did and he missed. That's
And
how I
that's what
feel, bro.
and what I was trying to say for the finish. It is crazy, and I know Kyrie feel the a way the most because he the one that chose the Nets because he grew up a Nets fan and he wanted to be on the Nets, but the Nets didn't want him. They wanted KD.
That's not true.
no, no
Oh
but
That
man.
doesn't.
real
You
quick
don't
hear what
want.
I'm saying
Okay,
though
okay. You're
real quick
Sean
Hold
PT
on,
Marks.
we gotta go to
You're
easy then PT. We gotta go to easy then PT. Go ahead,
real
Easy.
quick PT real quick PT what I want to say is even Kyrie was the one pushing KD to Brooklyn. So that's like the crazy conundrum that we're in right now. Brooklyn didn't want Kyrie, but Kyrie is convincing KD to come to Brooklyn.
Exactly.
I
So
think
you see how
that's the
that circle?
most. That's
Go
the
ahead,
most
PT.
ridiculous thing. They had a point guard that was popular, that was in the city, liked him, and they treated him like shit. They treated D'Angelo Russell like shit going out the door. They didn't even want to play him. They didn't even want to. They knew since back then that they were getting
But
Kyrie.
what that got
They
to do with this
knew. They
conversation?
knew. It has everything to do with this conversation because y'all are saying they didn't want Kyrie. They wanted Kyrie. They were preparing for Kyrie. They got rid of a team, a group of players that we liked.
Only
That
because of
was
KD,
fan.
not because they wanted him,
Nah,
because they
you
wanted
can't.
KD.
That's throwing bullshit in the game because you can't win with just KD.
Okay,
Even
okay,
if
That's
even
not.
if that's all they wanted
okay,
was
okay.
KD, you can't win with just KD. And
I've
you
They
got
would have.
and you
They would
That's
have
a
know
kept.
that's
matter of
their
opinion.
mindset because they went and got Harden
Hold,
after.
hold on, hold on. Let ice be the
Oh yeah,
icebreaker,
let Ice go.
man. Yeah,
you.
it's
I
a,
got it, yo. I
They
got it.
could have. They could have wanted Harden. They wanted
Hold on,
Harden. They didn't want
hold on,
Kyrie.
Hold
hold
on.
on,
Let,
please.
That's
let Ice
now
go.
you
go,
adding
go ahead,
bullshit
ice.
to the
Oh,
game. That's not
One
Okay,
mic, one
nobody
mic,
even
guys, one mic.
right,
claim.
right, right. One
y'all,
mic,
yeah,
one mic. Ice and
everybody,
J and
everybody,
PT, let ice go. Go ahead, ice.
yeah, y'all getting the pieces right. All right, so we looking for a spot to hoop. Me and Kyrie, we're going to Brooklyn. That's where we're going. We're coming in as a package deal, right? It's not one without the other, right? When things get messy and they start to separate, all right, Harden, you gonna go here. You want to go where? I send you there. You know what I'm saying? KD, we want you to stay. Kyrie, I'm gonna send you not where the hell you want to go. I'm gonna send you somewhere else. Right? The point of this pod is that, and everybody listening, they was trying to keep KD. After they sent them two off, they tried to keep KD. The only reason they sent him off because they couldn't get Pascal because they wanted Claxton. They didn't want to give up Clax, so they shipped KD off. The point of all this, they didn't want Kyrie at the end of the day because of his immaturity, his
Mhm.
unprofessionalism. He wasn't professional. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's
At the end of
after
the
the
day,
fact, though. Ice, we talking about
No.
Kyrie saying they never wanted me.
yeah,
That's a
Yeah,
no,
but
lie.
I
They
you not
got you.
wanted him.
understanding,
He
Paul.
I'm
came
gonna
here
explain. I'm
and
gonna
he
explain again,
acted a
right?
fool. What do
No,
you?
no, I'm
What?
gonna explain again. I'm only taking you because y'all are a package deal. I'm gonna
Exactly.
Yeah.
put up with
That's
you
nonsense. He
because
was the top point guard in the league at the
Yeah,
yeah,
time.
but
but
I
they
You're
didn't
didn't
not
want.
want
winning
him.
without Kyrie. That's
They
Yes,
didn't
nonsense.
that's
want him.
true. That's true. But they did not want Kyrie. They wanted
Shit, I
KD. But
didn't
I would
either.
accept you.
Just
I
because
would accept you.
you're a top 10 point guard in the league or whatever the case may be, whatever your resume may be, if the organization is not rocking you like with you like
But
that,
that's not true.
they'll tolerate you if it leads to a chip. Cool, but
LM,
this is the
there's
guy that
no
we
evidence of
wanted.
that. There's no
Yep. What
evidence of
you
that. When they
mean?
got that nigga, they
He's telling you
sacrificed
that out his
D'Lo.
mouth, and
He
I
said it
knew
out
that
his
from
He's
jump.
mouth.
lying.
Wait. Let
No,
PT
he's
go. Let PT go.
You
Yo,
talking
all of the
you talking
optics
about a
was
nigga
there,
that's not
bro.
is not dependable. You talking about a flat earth nigga. You talking about a nigga that say he not from Africa. He's from he's a Cherokee or
Bro,
some
that got
shit.
nothing
So
to
why
do
didn't
with
they why
basketball,
did
That's
they
man.
why did they
everything. He's
send
a
so
weirdo.
cool? Wait, hold
Yeah,
up.
none
So
of this
cool.
got nothing to do
If
with
if
basketball.
they send it
He's
Or
KD
a
this.
where he
weirdo.
hold on. So if they send it KD where he wanted to go, why didn't they send a nigga where he wanted to go when he requested to take a trade?
They sent
Why
him
didn't
to
they
where he
why did
wanted to go. He had a
to
contract
Dallas?
waiting for him. Cuban was waiting for him. They paid him.
No,
What
no,
are you
no.
That
talking
nigga
about?
did
He
not want
wanted
to
to
go to
go to
Dallas.
He
Dallas.
wanted to
He
go to
resigned there.
LA.
He
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 wanted to
wanted
go
to
to
wanted
go
to
to
go
LA.
the
to
Lakers.
LA, bro. What
Exactly,
about
Ice.
Niggas was
Exactly.
sending him
Ice is
like what
right.
did LA
Ice is
have to
right
send
about
back?
that. They had Westbrook's
Yo,
contract, which was expiring, but we
So
didn't
that's what
want
we
it.
wanted. We was
listen,
gonna
hold
trade
on,
Kev, we was
listen.
gonna trade Kyrie Irving for an expiring contract.
they
And
sent
Hold
two
on,
KD
picks.
hold on,
And two
hold on,
unprotected
where they
picks.
wanted to go.
hold on,
It was
Why didn't
hold
they
on, hold on.
send
Let
ridiculous.
me
Kyrie
say
where
this.
he wanted to go?
Hold on. What I'm saying is this, and to the professionalism conversation. I'm not into players and what they do outside of playing basketball for the Brooklyn Nets unless they playing basketball somewhere else. I think the professional side is keeping whatever you do off of not playing basketball at your job. Keep it off. You don't gotta put it on the internet. You don't have, you know what I mean? You can move around in privacy. And I'm saying that to say, for one, you deserve that. For two, again, you're not the only one, Kyrie Irving. There's a lot of people who can't go home and show what kind of festivities they be getting into because of their job. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you trying to, you know what I mean, stir the pot and, you know what I mean, easy plug and, trying to, you know what I mean, do some other shit. So my thing is, if he's saying Kenny Atkinson and F with me, like, what do you mean, Kenny? I thought, well, what Kenny Atkinson got to do with this? But when I'm connecting the dots, he didn't. It was a son but him, Kenny Atkinson. So KD said, "I got a good person in mind to be a coach." He said Steve Nash. Kyrie didn't fight it. Steve Nash is the head coach. So case in point is Sean Marks did not pick the head coach. They just figured because of their business relationships, it would be good to put him there. Made him one of the more highest paid head coaches ever. Now I'm only saying that to say get your money. But at the end of the day, you could have been an assistant coach and did that. I'm not mad that he was part of the coaching staff. I'm mad that he was the head coach. We could have had Ime as the head coach. We got Kenny Atkinson as the head coach. Those two in particular. There was different ways we could have went with putting Steve Nash on the coaching staff. Making
Right,
him
but
the head coach was what really. He's not the captain of the ship, bro. On his first rodeo, you want to put him in a competition like to compete?
But
No,
bro,
that's not fair
Bro,
to
bro,
I
him.
hold,
agree with
look at that
100%.
though. Ime had the dream job. Cause imagine if you get to be the boss of another company and go against your boss that you thought was incompetent in the first place. Like that's
You confused me with that.
that's a dream situation. It's like if you working for a dude and you know this boss is not as good as you. Like Ime is working for Steve Nash. Like, yeah, this dude don't coach
Nah,
as bad as me. I should be the
Yo,
head coach here
Dre,
anyway.
Ime
And then
should
he
have
what?
got
got
the
that
coach
job. I
against him.
said it back then,
He
and I'll
got
say
Dre,
the
it now.
bro. All I'm saying is he got to break down everything Steve Nash was doing because he knew how to do it. He like, I know y'all playbook. I know what y'all could do, and I'm gonna break everything down. And that's what
Yeah,
he
yo,
did.
yeah,
yo, Breeze,
that's what happened. But he should
put
have
Jamal
gotten the
comment
job.
on the screen.
Period. I don't know if y'all remember. Like, see, I'm a Nets Twitter OG, and I remember specifically like arguing with dudes like, yo, this is a coach. Ime Udoka is a coach that has had every single job. He's the one that should get this job. If you like, and then Steve Nash came from out of the blue, right? And I remember all those summer coaching videos of Steve Nash coaching KD. But still, I will never blame KD for that. I'm blaming Sean Marks. Sean Marks should be fired for missing out on fucking Ime Udoka. You had him in your building. You interviewed him for the head coaching job, and you didn't hire him, and he went on to become coach of the year type level, to do playing for championships and shit. And you
Right.
got rid of him, and you also
And we
got rid
had a
of Kenny
second chance
Atkinson.
to get him and still fumbled.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, can I just say
Listen,
one little short
hold on,
thing
hold
here?
on,
It
hold on,
was
hold on,
wait,
John.
no,
hold
Breeze.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Intercorrection.
bro. Hold on, John. Hold on. What I wanted to add to the email conversation is, and he also player developed lottery picks. You feel what I'm saying?
correct.
So you would have needed him for that too. So it's not like he was just in a situation where he just want to compete. You know, he would have been good for player development as well. If you ask me, since the start of I'm in career, he's been doing good with the Houston Rockets. I'm not saying because he's just great. He can't. There's no room for improvement. I'm just saying I see the player development in the Amin Thompson. So yeah, we they Brooklyn Nets they fumbled the bag, not getting email. I said all that to say that.
Yeah,
Twice.
it was Sean Marks who hired Steve Nash. I know Kyrie said it was KD, but remember they were both choosing two different coaches. Kyrie wanted Phil Andy, KD wanted Ty Lue, and Sean Marks chose one of his best buddies who he played with the Suns a long time ago. Like Nash actually approached him about the job after being an assistant for a few years. So ultimately, it was Sean Marks who chose his friend over an
He
actual
he
coach that
he was a
actually could get
consultant.
started
He
to play
never
together.
was an assistant. He
Yeah, he
didn't
was
know how to do his
consultant.
job. Period.
Yeah, just
You
like
know what I
Sean
mean?
Marks was an assistant and he got a promotion for some stupid reason.
No,
Like,
no.
But hold
Sean Marks was an assistant coach, assistant
yeah.
GM. He also used to be the film manager. I never had a problem with hiring Marks because he had every job. He did every single job in the Spurs
Facts,
organization.
you know
facts.
what?
My problem was with Steve Nash. Steve Nash should be a fireable offense because you put a Ferrari in the hand of a 12-year-old and you gave him the keys and told him, go ahead, drive, do your thing. And when he crashed, it should have been Sean Mark's fault and he should have been fired.
You know what the problem is, Pod, here? And I'm going to connect this to the Kyrie thing and to the Cam Thomas thing. Kyrie said the organization they talked to him, when you want KD to be your guy and his best friend wants to tag along and be the real guy, what you should have done is make sure to placate the crap out of Kyrie, make him feel like he's so valuable, but
They
really
did
it's
that.
Kevin Durant being the nah, they did it. They did it
No,
because obviously
no, that's
Kyrie
a
So
Irving
lie.
felt
Like
slighted.
y'all
No,
falling for
wait,
these lies,
Pod,
yo.
Can I
That's a
finish,
lie.
please? Pod, can I just
Hold on.
finish my statement? Pod, you keep interrupting me.
All right,
You
you
were
gotta
in
pass
tenth
it.
Pod,
You got a
grade
long
when this
John. You
happened.
got a long
You were in
soliloquy,
tenth
John. We gotta
grade,
go to
John.
ice, man.
no, wait, but every time I speak, Pod interrupts the shit out of me, bro. Come
Yeah,
on.
because you were in tenth grade.
No,
You don't know
because
what you're talking about.
you don't know what you're talking about, dude. You're
Oh
BSing
man.
us right
All
now.
right, hold on. Let me just run point real quick. We gonna go to ice, man. Ice, cool it down, ice. It's hot in here, man.
Well, come on, dude. Grow up.
Yeah, where we
Nah,
at?
man, you sitting here
Where
talking
we
like
at?
you in
No,
tenth
Papa,
grade. You
why'd you
was
block me on Twitter,
pioneering
bro?
this
Like
Hold
you
shit.
on.
blocked everybody else
Yeah.
who tried to talk
You
facts to you.
Oh
literally
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
couldn't.
whatever, Pod.
Please don't
Whatever.
make
Yeah,
me
Couldn't
do
turn
it,
up a
y'all.
we trying to
beer
hit
when
the
it
Please
was
we
don't
trying
make
to
me
hit
popping.
the
do it.
igloo. We
Please don't
trying
make
to hit
me
the
Snap.
do it.
we trying to
It's
hit the igloo real
pandemonium.
quick. Like, yeah, we trying to
Next
be
time
up
this
in the
guy gets
igloo.
pissed, somebody
All right.
blocks him on Twitter. Come on.
Yeah, man. Chill out,
Hold it
man.
down, y'all. Hold it down. Hold it down.
Yeah, we
Wow.
trying to be in the igloo. Keep it cool out here. You know what I mean?
I'm
Wow, man.
fine, but every time I speak, he interrupts me. But hey, it's whatever.
Bro, hold
Because you
on.
be
You
sitting here
listen.
talking this
It's not,
12-year-old nonsense.
bro.
You don't
This
know
is
what
this
happened. You were
like.
I'm
Hold on.
playing.
actually
This is
26, but whatever.
You gotta
hold on,
let, but
hold
let him at
on,
Y'all,
least
hold it
finish his
down.
take though.
hold on.
Nah, it's
This
all
is
right,
like.
Jay. It's all right, Jay. It's all right, man. Some people
Listen.
like to rant. It's all right.
Listen, bro. As a point guard, bro, this is like open gym to an extent, bro. Like y'all making good points and y'all not talking over each other sometime. And then when y'all are, y'all just let me run point. We just that all icy. I heard him say something, but he let y'all go off. And my thing is just because you're the loudest in the room always isn't always the best content. I like when we talking to each other opposed to yelling at each other. You feel what I'm saying? So you know
Not
what I
only
mean? I
that,
just be
if
trying.
y'all disagree, wait until they finish so y'all can disagree. Like, don't interrupt them after, because
Facts.
you're gonna mess up their path of what they trying to
Yeah, at least give him
express.
45 seconds or
Let
something.
somebody
I
get
mean.
the
That's all I
full
was
take out.
trying to say. That's all I was
Let's
trying to
get the
say,
full
man. I
take.
wasn't trying to interrupt nobody.
Yeah, but
Let's get
what
the
I'm
full
saying is,
take, bro. Let's get
I'll
the
say
whole
this
take.
and pass it. Hold on, I'll say this and pass it to Ice. Just be mindful of how many fans are on the panel. You know what I'm saying? All right, but go ahead, Ice. What was you saying?
I
No,
think he needs to.
Ime, there was two reasons why they didn't get Ime. One, they didn't let him go the first time. The second time is when he was caught up and they was thinking about bringing him back, and then the NBA said that he couldn't. They couldn't. Well, they wasn't going to take him because Kyrie at the time had already made it hot. You know what I'm saying? So Ime at that time would have been even hotter. You know what I'm saying? And then the NBA said like he had to wait a certain amount of time before he can do something, but he ended up in Houston after a certain amount of time. I don't know if it was a year he had to take off or a couple months he had to take off. It was a certain amount of time, and
Ice.
that was the
I could
reason why
tell
they
you the
didn't bring him
answer
back.
to. I could tell you the answer to that.
So
The
hold
answer.
on. So let me
The,
let me let me let me ask y'all this real quick. Do you think that Houston is mad at Ime for what happened in Boston, or they just happy they competed right now?
They happy they
What?
competing, and the Nets could have. Y'all forgetting the most important part in the
What?
middle of that, and when they couldn't hire Ime, they had Jacques Vaughn as interim, and then they
Yeah.
gave him a contract for no reason. They could have
Hold
just
on, hold on.
waited to the summer and hired Ime, and they
Right. Hold
didn't
on.
do that.
Listen. Right. But what I'm saying is, look, the Nets has been hasty in the offseason from and prior to date. So I just want to recognize that, and I don't want to say argue, but I want to bring it up, and whether we agree or not. I want to have the conversation. I better said, and again, just because they should hear the fans, even if they don't. You know what I'm saying? You know, even if they don't hear the fans, the people that what I mean, they speak to probably hear the fans because maybe their job is to hear the fans. Maybe they specifically are not listening to us specifically, but trust me, bro, they gotta know that as far as what they did prior with contracts, whether we talking about Musa, whether we talking about with Janet Allen and giving up Cal Kuzma, there's misses that Sean Marks did. And y'all know I try to defend Sean Marks, but the more you know what I'm saying, I see him leaning towards a Cam Thomas trade, the more mistakes I see. You know what I mean? So I just don't want him to make the same mistake that he did But again, man, go. I want to hear what PT was gonna say, but we're gonna go back to Ice, then PT. Then I heard Easy say something, so let's. And then we gotta get to Jay as well. We're gonna get back to John and Brooker LM as well. But go ahead, Ice. I think it was Ice. Go ahead, Ice.
PT was saying something about he
Okay,
may
PT.
sign back at some time. Yeah, go ahead, PT.
Yeah, no, the sin was you made the mistake. You hired Nash instead of Ime, and you had him in your building, and he was out of the job. He showed you how good of a coach he was in the playoffs. So now you have the benefit of seeing that he could do the job. And then they gave out of the blue, they gave Jacques Vaughn a fucking contract for 2 years, and they're still playing Jacques Vaughn and Steve Nash. They're still getting checks to this day. This
Yeah.
this
Criminal. It's
these
criminal.
you could I'm never gonna let this organization slip on the mistakes that they made. But I used to sit courtside the first year Kyrie came here, right? And I watched how they placate him. I watched how in practice in the park he was sunning Karis LeVert that first year. Like Karis LeVert was standing on some shit. He was like, "Yo, Karis, move, 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 move." And Karis, and somebody else who was like a young player at the time had to move. Kyrie did all his shit, and like he was the boss. He was the boss. I'm telling y'all, if y'all weren't hanging around Barclays back then, I was there. He was like, and
I
it used
believe
to drive me crazy where it was like
Well, of
everything was
course he gonna be
injustice.
the man because he Kyrie, but that don't mean that the organization
They
wanted him there.
they
It could have been
wanted him. That was y'all
no
forget the
KD wanted him,
fiasco
and they
that
wanted
happened in
KD, so
Boston.
they had to placate him. They had
Y'all
to.
forget the shit that they were saying about him in Boston, and me being the type of person I am, I thought it was anti-blackness. I thought it was all kinds of shit. But
That's
it
Boston.
really,
They
when
always
we
gonna say
got him,
something like
it
that.
really just was Kyrie. So we're gonna sit here and all of us, we all men in this room. You gonna tell me that Kyrie was acting like a grown ass man, like the way you had to act when you were 26 and 27 years old.
No,
You can't tell me he was
I
acting
see,
like a
let me
professional when
ask
he
you
was
a
here.
question. Let me ask you a
Cannot.
question, right? KD, if it came back to that, we all know even if Kyrie wasn't, Kyrie wanted to be there. I'm not saying that he didn't, but if we all know if Kyrie don't go, they're still signing Kevin Durant regardless if Kyrie want to be there or not. If if it was switched, would they have signed Kyrie if KD was like, nah, I'm not really feeling Brooklyn, but you
Hell
can
no.
go there.
No.
No,
Who
no.
Hell
who
no.
Thank
They
would?
were a
you.
package
Who
Thank
deal at
would
the end
Hell
of
though?
the
thank
no.
you.
day. They were a
After
Thank
what
you.
package
he
deal at
did,
the end of
after
the day.
what he did in Boston, right? Would you push in all your chips for Kyrie alone?
No, no,
No, I'm asking the whole panel.
no.
After what he showed in Boston, would
Yo,
you
it
say, all
could
right, I'm gonna bet the whole organization on this dude. We're
it
gonna
could have
ride him on
no,
his
been
that
shoulders
but
for
that's
every
not for that
but
reason,
at
Todd.
that time you had space for two max contracts, so it's not like you bend the whole farm. You just giving him a max
Of
contract.
course. Of
I mean, of
course.
course
That's what
you
I'm
have to
saying.
find
They
they
somebody
wanted
else, and
they
they
him.
wouldn't.
wouldn't have
They not
picked
only wanted him,
Kyrie.
they
My
gave him
thing
They
is,
would have picked
superstar
somebody
treatment.
no, my
else.
question was to the fact of even if you can sign Kyrie, you wouldn't get KD, but you would still have Kyrie Irving. That other money you could put to somebody else to pair him up with. But would they have still signed him even if KD didn't want to be there? No, they
No.
wouldn't.
No, nobody. But think about the atmosphere back then, how people were talking about Kyrie back then. Like when he was in Boston. They were like, yo, you can't trust the dude. Me, I
But
was
that's the
like, the
point.
talent,
That's
take the
true, but I
talent.
wouldn't give a shit because that's Kyrie fucking Irving. I don't
Yeah.
care. Fine, I'll have him on my team.
All
We'll deal
right,
with the
all
other
right. I'll
shit
give you
later.
another. Let's modernize it, LM. Let's modernize it. You have a franchise. You got all these young kids, and you just won 40. You just won 40 games for the first time in a while, and the city is excited about these young kids. Now you got to flush it all down the drain, right? Are you flushing it down the drain for Ja? Just for Ja? Ja Morant?
Coming off that season for Ja?
No,
No, no.
You,
nope.
you 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 understand what I'm saying? It's not that Ja ain't the illest. Ja is a beast. But the gun shit, all the other bullshit. Like, yo, you're gonna take a pause.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But
not
if you're
so
gonna
quick to
get
say no.
KD and
Cam Thomas
Kyrie,
ain't
you're
none of
gonna
that.
do
He's
it.
strictly basketball.
Yeah, but that's the point though. Like now, if you tell me that you're gonna get Ja and fucking Wimby together, and
That's a different story.
right. But now that don't mean you wanted Ja. That just mean you wanted Wimby,
I'm I'm
and you gonna
agreeing.
take
I'm
Ja because
agreeing
Ja.
with that, but you cannot tell me, as someone who was there, as someone who went to the games, as someone who had a podcast at the time and had to talk about it every single day. I'm telling you, they placated for this dude. They hid for him. They lied for him. They would, and all the lies come. Kyrie telling on them about
Yo,
the lies. Like, for
but
him
no,
to
but
come out and say, like, it just shows you, like, some people have poor decision making, and it's
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 right.
one it's something I said about Yegor Demin. Yegor Demin knows what he can't do. That's important. That's important to have awareness to understand what your shortcomings are. This is a person. Kyrie Irving is a person that does not have awareness. He's gifted. He's talented, but he don't realize, he don't have that thing in the back of his head that says, "Okay, you're bugging right now," or even if you believe that shit, hold it in right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
nah, I
So
do. But I
so
was just, I
he
was
mad he
having more
being
to.
honest.
No, no, I was just more contrasting the coaches. Like Nash needed star power, and I'm saying that to say, so does Ime, but not in the same fashion. Like I think Ime utilizes a 8, 9, 10 man roster way more than a Nash did. You know what I'm saying? Like Ime actually knows what he's doing with his personnel. I don't think Steve Nash, you could give him that credit. Yeah,
hundred
again,
percent.
the story that the hug told to me said everything. You know, when I seen Nash hug KD in that playoff game, I said exactly. You know what I'm saying? You're not drawing up no plays, nothing like that. You look
I
at,
was at that game.
yeah, you look at
Everybody, the
if
whole
you
arena wanted to hug KD that day. Let me tell you.
uh,
Everybody in that arena, everybody in that building wanted to hug KD that day. Trust me
yeah,
on that.
yeah. Nah, that was. I watched it from home. That shit was epic, bro. When he hit that three, that shit was amazing. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was sitting a row in front of Dawn Ruseno. You know Dawn? She's like the greatest
Yeah,
net fan there
yeah.
is.
I met
Oh
Jay
yeah,
And
yeah,
introduced me
yeah.
to.
I was
Yeah,
sitting 2 seats from her, and we was hugging, and like it was just the best feeling as a Nets fan. And it all came crashing down. Like,
Man, that round made me feel. I thought we was gonna win the championship that year. That shit was just. It was a wrap. Soon as
You
those
think
two
you
games
think
all
happened, I
them
was
you
niggas
like,
think
had to
yo,
do
it's
was
you
act
think we
over.
normal.
you
But
think we beat Phoenix? You think we beat
yes,
Phoenix?
easy,
Yes,
Yeah,
easy,
we was
yeah.
yes,
cooking them.
easily. We cooked
easy.
Phoenix.
But
Offensively easy. We were
wait.
very
It's just gonna be
tough to
just
stop there.
it's just gonna be KD though. It's just gonna be KD.
It would have been KD and Harden, but still, they.
One leg Harden, bro. He's sitting out. He's sitting out after that series, bro. He's sitting out. You know that.
I
Bro, I was talking
all
about everybody healthy.
Kyrie would
You
have
could
came
tell
back. Kyrie
that-
would have been back at that
I
time.
think Kyrie. Yeah, I think Kyrie would have came back. If you talking about finals, yeah, I think he would have been back.
He
Yeah.
came back, but he would have been fresh off that. I think ankle surgery. He would have been fresh off that shit.
It was an
Fresh
ankle
off
the
it.
twist. It wasn't surgery. It was a
the
twist, wasn't
lesson
it?
we should have learned from that situation is that you need homegrown pieces that believe in your bullshit. Like, if you look at OKC, those players, because they grew up there and they grew up together, they believe in that OKC bullshit. They believe in the mythology. They believe in the love and the camaraderie and all that shit, right? That's just gonna change when somebody don't get paid, but that right now, that is worth it. You could have that for 10 years if the Nets knew how to fucking draft. You could
I
have
ain't
it.
gonna lie, Pod. That soliloquies you was talking about Shea coming here in 2026. That shit is done.
Yeah, that's
we,
done.
that nigga
Yeah,
said
we ain't paying
That's
OKC.
Shea no
done.
70 mil, man. No
That's
matter how
done.
good he is.
No, no, he gonna escape, but he not coming here. He's not
No.
coming here.
But you know what was the most telling thing about the Kyrie thing was when he said after the Mandy thing, he said, Sean Marks, trade me, get me the hell out of here because I'm effing Kyrie. My thing is this: James, KD, Sean, and Joe should have gotten to an office together and said, you know what, listen, We could still give this a try. You and James are a great combo. The Kyrie thing ain't working. We got to figure out a way to get out of this because he doesn't want to be here. Doesn't want to do the vaccine thing.
No, but
That was their
they
biggest
wouldn't
mistake
trade
because
Kyrie. See,
for
that's the
pot.
thing. Like the little details y'all miss. Y'all forget that. Y'all forget that Harden asked for a trade because he could. He was trying to. Harden was trying to bring the team together. Listen to the young players. Who took you on your first shopping spree? Who took you to the club and got you, got you right in the club? That was
Yeah, I'll talk
James
about Harden.
Harden. James
Yeah,
Harden was the one having
that's true.
events
That's true.
having events with all the young players, but he couldn't pull that team together because Kyrie was like a cancer in the middle of the
Right,
shit,
but he
and then he
wanted he
asked to
wanted out.
leave.
He wanted out of the situation. My thing is James, Katie, Sean, Joe should
And
have
he
got
didn't
together
believe
like
in
grown
Steve Nash.
adults and figured out a
He
solution
didn't believe
there.
in Steve.
Like, and
Right.
even if they were going to break up, that should have been the summer to do it because you don't have Kyrie Irving. James is giving you 50%. Kevin Durant's still playing amazingly, and the scary thing was Katie and a 50% James Harden were first place in the East. Like, if we could have found a way to trade Kyrie that summer, maybe there was a small chance of salvaging something here. But the problem is that I've noticed in this whole conversation, this organization, time and time again, doesn't know how to communicate with stars, with role players, with young guys. Like, you're never going to build anything on this team unless everybody's locked in sync, communicating as a team. I don't think this front office knows how to talk to anybody. I mean, the fact we're struggling with giving Cam Thomas a 2-year deal right now is asinine if you've been in the GM for 9 years. Like, let's all call that out. 9 years, and you're struggling to pay this kid who's giving you decent offense. He's not a superstar star player, but he's a decent option that at least you
So
should
yeah,
pay to
John,
figure out his
John,
future
John,
at the very
but
bare
John,
least.
but John, let's run it though. Like, what's Sean Mark's best draft picks? What's Sean Mark's 5 best draft picks?
The ones he
Man.
just got.
Let me,
Yeah, like, it's a small list, man.
nah,
Like,
we don't even know what those are. You got to go for
Yeah,
before that.
you can't do that, bro.
His
Come on,
his
bro.
5 best draft picks.
we
I
drafted
want them
Allen,
all for
right?
you.
We
I want
drafted
them all
Jared
for
Allen,
you.
right?
Jared Allen, yeah.
Yeah, he
Jared
was
Allen.
one of the best ones. It was a shame we couldn't pay the guy. But I'll be honest with you, if you would have kept Allen with James, Kyrie, Katie, automatic
So
championship,
hold
man.
on. How y'all
That
Sean
guy
feel
would have
Marks
been
about?
on
became
Do
top.
y'all
GM.
think?
Sean Marks
Do y'all
became
think Sean Marks is wrong for
GM.
not signing Jared Allen?
Yes, in hindsight, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
It was
see.
a huge
Sean
Exactly
Marks
my
mistake.
became,
point.
Sean Marks
Yo,
became GM 2016, right?
Yeah,
before that,
yeah.
before that, he
He
Before
came
that,
in
told
10. He came in the middle of the year 2015.
Why is
he
he?
told
So hold on. Why is he so willing to trade his best draft pick? Because of what Jay said. It
He's
just sounds
not
like what Jay
trading.
said.
Okay, listen to me. That story is a leak from agents. He's not going nowhere. It's not a philosophical answer I'm giving you. I'm giving you a mathematical answer. Nobody has cap space.
that's true.
Nobody.
I've been
It's
yeah.
said that.
only the Nets. He's not going nowhere. He's
I've been
also
said
not
this.
getting 30 mil. He may not even get 20 mil in this
So what do you
environment.
think
I
his
said that
Carl? What do
too.
you think his if he when he comes back, according to you, what do you think his contract is gonna look like?
I think it's going to be anywhere between 15 and 22, and it's going to be a
So he
3-year
put the
deal.
clip back.
You want to
Mm,
know why Cam Thomas is mad? Cam Thomas is mad because he watched Claxton and
Jalen
Cam
Green.
Johnson get contracts. So he was like, "Yo, if those two bozos got contracts, I should get 30 mil."
Oh,
And PT, and not to mention, he watched Emmanuel Click quickly get paid the minute he got to the Raptors. He like, yeah,
Yep,
if that nigga right there could get paid, I damn sure could get
See,
paid
but
then, right?
absolutely. But
but but
those guys are overpays. Those guys are
Facts,
contracts they're gonna have to trade
facts,
with a draft pick
Exactly.
to get off of.
facts.
So
here's
the
the thing
Nets,
about that
the
though,
Nets
right?
like Sean Marks probably for the first time learned a lesson. You don't overpay the market. You let the market tell you what the price is. You out bidding against yourself and gave one dude 27 and gave another dude 20. Like that shit is crazy. Like neither one of those dudes is
the,
deserving
the
of it.
the
So
problem
I
is they
understand
overplayed their
Cam.
hand.
Exactly.
They made known they didn't want this kid to be a part of the future. But what you should have done is make sure, Cam, we're going to pay some decent
Listen,
money. But ultimately,
but
if
hold
we
on.
do move you, it's not because we don't like you as a person. It's because we're thinking about future moves. But you still should have had this done already.
No,
Yeah,
but what
They
I'm
haven't even
yeah,
saying is
we're
talked to
thinking
him
okay.
yet.
about the money.
So what I'm saying is, yeah, contrast Jaden Ivey to Cam Thomas, and we say that basically. I'm my to end my soliloquy without going through it is his scoring prowess. Now, if y'all gonna tell me that we're gonna average 27, north of 27 assists and a ball motion with rookies that never played with each other in the whole season, they just gonna be top 5, top 10 in assists. I'm not taking no energy from it because I'm a Nets fan. But if you was selling it, I'm not buying. You feel what I mean? But at the end of the day, I look at it for what it's worth. If you got a lot of players focus on one part of the team. Like there's 3-and-D players, there's a big man, there's a shot creator, there's a playmaker. There's different roles on the team. If you take away Cam Thomas and you look at his attributes like it's a game or something, you're gonna see shot creator. You take that shot creator off, and again, to argue my point, now that y'all here, Jaden Ivey being on this team takes the ball out of Yego's hands more than what, because Cam Thomas is a better off-ball player than Jaden Ivey,
There
and
is
Cam Thomas
zero
is a
chance.
and there's catch and shoot as well. Cam Thomas is a better catch and shoot player. So I'm saying that to say, as a teammate, Diego could utilize Cam Thomas more. That's facts. Than he could than Jaden Ivey, because if you look at Ivy stats, he don't just score the ball. He passes too. He averaged like 5 assists one season. Him
Right.
averaging 5 assists says that he needs the ball in his hands more than a catch and shoot type of player in a Cam Thomas. So again, I'm not saying that Cam Thomas is a better player than Jaden Ivey. I'm
Breezy.
saying that for what we doing, he's a better teammate for
I think
what
we
Breezy,
the
you
direction
underestimated
we
don't
going.
have to make
Lord.
any of those proclamations because the Nets just drafted 3 point guards and a big man that plays like a point guard. They aren't trading for Jaden Ivey. You gotta understand, teams leak shit for negotiations, agents leak shit. This agent went around the league and said, "Who could I make it look like there's a trade for?" or something to stir up this market because he has no counter offers.
You got no leverage.
He has zero leverage. Like those articles are put out so that the team will panic. But even Sean Marks is not dumb enough to panic on those shit like this. He
Especially after
I
Thomas
he
heard
coming out too.
you
they're
giving him
Especially
a
after
lot
gonna
Thomas
of you
coming
they're
out.
giving him a
they're
lot of
gonna
slack.
that this team is devoid of scoring. It's MPJ and that's it. They're
He,
not letting this dude go. They
eh, I,
If we
I want
battling
to
he's
against
agree.
not going
if we
nowhere.
I
battling
want to
against
agree with you,
ourselves, why
Pod.
is he
But
not
if
out
they
yet?
are that desperate to make sure this lottery pick becomes something next year, you trade Thomas. Well, you're basically sucking because you're that desperate, and that's the unfortunate part about this. All you had to do was be bad last year and this year. They couldn't do last year right. You already screwed up the 2-year plan. So it's like now if you trade Thomas away, we're going backwards, still losing. But we're probably not even getting a top 3 pick next year because now the NBA stepping in saying you have to show us you can win somewhat, or else we're not going to give you a top pick. Look at Washington, Utah. They bumped them down to 4, 5, and 6. Like it's disgusting. So it's like it's unfortunate in the situation, but this is why this organization shouldn't be in charge right now. You can't even communicate with your young talent, yet you're telling us that this guy, Mike Porter Jr., is going to come and be number 1 guy when we don't even have any options. Like we're not even building anything while we're trying to lose. Like that's my whole
And,
problem is what is the
Oh,
identity
and
really
another thing,
here?
and another thing to add to my soliloquy is y'all were just willing to pay these guys. Like even with the whole, I get the leverage, I get that pretty much the Brooklyn Nets got Cam Thomas by the balls. You know what I mean?
Oh,
They could
boy.
basically pause. They could do what they want in the business side of it. But again, that's not my soliloquy. It's more the basketball side. I'm telling you. Jaden Ivey, listen, I'm not going to say nothing bad about Jaden Ivey, but my question is this: what injury is he coming off of? What injury is that?
A fibia
There's no
tibia
way
injury.
in hell the Nets trade Cam Thomas for Jaden Ivey.
That's a fact.
Basketball wise, business wise,
There's
all of
no
the
way the
wises.
Detroit Pistons
You
trade
say you
Jaden
say
Ivey
that
for
it's
Cam
just like the
Thomas.
niggas were saying.
He got
There's no way Dallas trade Luca. We don't know
Nah,
what.
yo,
no,
hold on,
Right,
hold on.
right.
Nah,
different.
yeah,
That's different.
hold on,
Let me ask
hold
you
on,
a
hold on.
question. Let me ask you a question, LM. Who wouldn't trade for Luca? Everybody would, right?
This
Listen,
nigga
no,
here, this
But then
nigga right
again,
here, bro.
Then
This nigga
again,
right
what
here.
organization wouldn't keep Luca on their team?
What you talking about, Easy?
Listen, no, 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 but hold on.
Exactly.
I wanted to make the Mikey. Hold on, I wanted to make the Mike Beasley point. The fact that Beasley, he's not gonna be, you know what I mean, on the team. They're gonna miss scoring, so they're gonna need scoring. That's why I did this vlog because I know they would be interested in Cam Thomas because of scoring and not having Beasley on the team on the roster no more.
They
So it's
gave
like,
Duncan. They gave Duncan Robinson
Robinson.
or whatever his
Duncan
last
Robinson.
name is.
Yeah,
They
Duncan
The
gave
Robinson.
him.
irony, the irony
They gave
is
him
Cam
20
Thomas
mil.
from Detroit would be there.
wow.
So here's the
See
thing,
what I'm
bro.
saying? It's
Nah,
oh my god, man! You talking
I'm
about
with
the
Cam on
dude from the
Detroit would be
Miami?
there.
Miami?
yeah. They get due from my, but I'm with Pod on this, right? Because here's the thing: he already signed a qualifying offer, and what I seen was the same thing with Chicago, but they said Josh wanted 30, and Chicago wants to pay him 20. So they bumping heads still. So it's the same. You got to understand, like me and Pod talked about last time, is whoever signs first. If he signs for 20, Cam is getting around 20 and Kaminga's getting around 20. You know what I'm saying? If he signs for less than 20, if he's the first one that signs, that's what the offer is going to be for those guys. It's not, you can't say just from the team's standpoint, Breeze, because the business is holding him back. It's not the organization holding Cam back. You're not going to overpay for Cam and then ride and set the market at a different price for everybody. If he get 30, Kaminga get 30. You don't want to give Kaminga 30. Josh Giddey get 30. If they get 20, he
Exactly,
gets
Ice.
20. You know what I'm saying? It's whoever signs at a certain price, you setting the market for them. Sean not setting the market and got everybody in the uproar, but you got to
So
understand
basically, the
what's at
players
hand
is
right here.
being so
You know what I
Yeah,
basically
mean?
no
these
problem
players being
benching Cam
stubborn.
during the Nash and
That's
Vaughn
what it
era,
sounds
though.
like. It sounds
That's for
like they
sure.
being stubborn and they're not accepting that this is the market and that's why these deals is taking so long
Yeah,
because they're not
because
they're
all
just being
three of these
stubborn.
players are $30 million players last year. All three of them, Giddy, Cam Thomas, and Kaminga. All of them would have got 30 million last year. They're
No,
not
that's no,
getting
that's
that
no,
no
that's
more.
no guarantee Cam would have got that last year. Look these last 4 years with how Cam Thomas been treated. Marks
Nah,
was
coming
never
into
gonna
last
That's what the
season,
market
wait.
was.
Marks was
he
never
Nah,
would have
gonna
the
got.
pay
market.
Cam Thomas a $30 million salary. Even if Cam Thomas was averaging 35 points, he was never gonna give that kid that type of money.
That's
Let's
How
what the
much
call it
does
what
market.
it
how
You're
much
is.
not understanding. That's what the
how much does
market is.
Claxton make?
Claxton's making around 27, 28 mil.
Right.
Okay, so if they gave Claxton 27, 28, you don't think they would have gave Cam 30?
No.
Especially if other teams were
Mhm.
trying to pull
Bro,
him in?
Cam Thomas is a better player than Nick Claxton. Yes, they would have given him that money, bro.
No, they
Nah, they
were
should
with
have.
Reeves. They were benching him. Marks allowed Nash and Vaughn to bench this kid because they didn't
Nah.
want him to have that type of
What if
money.
they view Claxton different than Cam?
Claxton played well with superstars. You got to look at the pedigree of the minutes Claxton got. He
That's not
looked
what we
good
asking.
with superstars. Thomas played a few minutes
Y'all looking
with
at
those guys.
again. Y'all looking at it wrong. The market was set for Claxton. That was the market. It wasn't what Claxton is worth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all looking at what somebody's worth is what the market says this dude is. Claxton
Houston
on
would
the
have gave him
market
that
said he was that
27
much.
mil
If
as a
Cam was
free
on the
agent.
market at that time, if we
Houston?
didn't hold on. If we didn't give Cam that money, somebody else would have gave Cam that money at that
Yeah.
time on the market.
Who
That
would have
and,
given
Yeah.
it to him? Who would have given it to him, Ice?
you're not
Houston would have
listening.
gave it to him. Houston was trying to trade for him.
Hold on.
Houston,
Let Ice finish. Let Ice finish
What
his soliloquy.
economy
Go ahead, Ice.
Yeah,
is
I'm
the
saying the market dictates the pay. It's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, this player is this right now and he gets this amount. Because like Paul saying, last year, anybody that was on the market last year was getting paid. The market this year, only a certain amount of people got paid, and now, you know what I'm saying, the middle guys are scrambling to try to get 30, or they're gonna get 20, or they're gonna get 18, is what the market says these guys are. No
your
one knows what
your
Kaminga is,
ice.
no one know
so
what Cam is.
Remember what
the
happened to
market
Steph
isn't the
Curry?
issue. I
Y'all
just
never
think
forget. Y'all remember what happened to Steph Curry? When Steph Curry contract came up, he
Yes.
got 16 mil. He got 16 mil. And you know why? Injuries, and that CBA changed that year. It wasn't fair to him. It wasn't cool, but he took that money and he balled out.
Right.
And now he's the richest player in the league. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
but my
This is
thing
nothing new. It
Pod, my
happened to
thing
Anthony
is
Hardaway way back in the day.
my
This happens.
my thing is it's not I agree with the market. My thing is why keep a player that you don't want? That's
Oh,
my
But they
point.
didn't say
Why do
they
people
didn't
think
want
they
him
want,
though. They
right,
went
not
they
by
went
the
to
not by to me actions speak louder than words. You can
Right.
say
no, no,
Yeah.
no.
actions speak way louder than words.
Hold. LM, the action is I gave you a qualifying offer, right? And I said, wherever you go at, you bring back that pay, and we're gonna match it. And again, right? If I didn't want you, I wouldn't even give you the qualifying offer. I'll let you walk. But the thing is,
right.
I'll pay you whatever anybody else gives you. I'll match it and keep you. And
No,
what is he brought back?
that's not my point. I understand they can do that. My thing is, do the front office cool. If you sign them this year, you sign them this year. I'm not disputing that. If you keep them, you keep them. Somebody match it, we'll keep you for this year, yada yada yada. I get all of that. My thing is the Shays, the Paulo. Obviously, Cam is not these players. I'm not comparing him to them. I'm just saying there's just certain people that you know that player is part of the championship core. That player is part of this team. That player is going to be there when we lift the when we raise this trophy. Do they view him as that in terms of on a championship team? If one day Brooklyn is there, Cam Thomas will be on this team. I don't think they view him like that. They can sign him, bring him back, but I don't think they view him as the
Listen,
core.
hold on. To add to that, Brooklyn LM, my thing is this: on a rookie scale contracts, is 4 years. So in that window of 4 years, what do you expect? How competitive is this group supposed to be? And I imagine they don't know how many they're going to keep from year to year, as far as trades and this and that. But I'm just saying, as far as the 4 year window, and Jordy Fernandez being the second year head coach, that would put him in what, his 6th year. And around that time, you're going to want that coach to be competitive. And I'm not going to lie, he made having a success going to the Celtics doing what he did, going to the Houston Rockets doing what he did. He showed examples of a coach having the opportunity to be a head coach early in their career and be successful early in their career. So I think
You
that's
want to know what
interesting
your
to say
biggest
because
problem
I
is?
don't know if that's the same situation for Jordy Fernandez because of that.
Breezy,
Because he set them up.
you want to know what Cam Thomas' biggest problem is? I think it's Jordy. Jordy is in love with MPJ. Jordy put his locker dead in the middle of the fucking locker room. Jordy is talking about this guy can average 30 for us. Like
Shit.
No,
Jordy,
listen. Somebody was blowing smoke saying Michael Porter Jr. is going to be this all-time leading scorer. He's a third option. People are forgetting it's an adjustment for him too. He's going to have to adjust being a leader, adjust being a one or two option on a bad team right now. Like it's not just going to be easy transition. This guy has to learn a whole new system. Like it's good to have Jordy's
nah, he
familiar
played
face,
for
but he
He
has
about
Jordy
to do
to
some
before.
become
shit.
a whole new player essentially. Michael
Yo, he
Shit,
Porter
you
played
ready
Jr.
for
for it?
Jordy before. There was two players
Right,
better than him on the
right.
teams
But this is a
that
whole new
he was on.
system, though.
There's
It's a whole
nobody
system,
better than
whole new
him on this
players.
team.
I know, but it's a whole new players whole new system. It's going to be an adjustment
What?
period. This guy's not just going to start going off averaging 25 to 30 points. It's going to take him a week or two or a month.
Shit.
It's going to take some
Shit.
time.
No, with
And
that
we're,
back
we're
injury he
I'm
got.
not gonna say how much he's gonna average. I'm gonna tell you how many shots he's gonna put up per game. He's gonna put 26 per game.
hey, if
Shit.
he
With
does
Cam
that, maybe it'll
Thomas on
boost
the
his trade
team?
value.
Easy.
Yeah,
Huh?
we'll see about that. Not with Cam on the team, no, he not.
Nah,
He ain't
Shit.
getting 26
together they're
shots with
gonna
Cam
take
Thomas
40 a
in the
game.
lineup.
Together they're gonna take 40 a game, I promise you.
You think
Who's
that
gonna
nigga
take the
pass
shots
I,
away?
away? Zaire?
Shit.
it might be
Shit.
Cam. I'm not saying MPJ not gonna get his shots. I'm just saying Cam is getting half of that. If not
Cam
probably more.
He ain't getting
Cam gonna
half of
get
that.
his 20. Cam gonna get his 20. They
Yeah, he
gonna
gotta
they
get
gonna
half
let
of
these
something
dudes
else.
chuck,
He
yo.
ain't touching that number right there. That number is for MPJ
Hold,
right there.
hold on.
20 to
I
26.
just listen. The conversation I really want to have with y'all is about roster construction. And let me say why. When I think of building a championship team, yeah, playmakers on the team. You went out and got 2, 3 playmakers. All right, cool. You went out and got a perimeter defender and a Drake Powell. All right, cool. You got somebody that we could pass it to inside the 3 point line and Danny Wolf, and he could score the ball in that one-on-one situation and maybe draw a double team to, give space to jump shooters at the 3 point line for open look. Okay,
That's your
cool.
time.
So you know what I'm saying? Nah, that's Chilltown picture. I don't think that's Chilltown. No. Shout out to Chilltown. But yeah, Yeah, easy funny as hell. What I'm saying, yeah, but yo, ultimately, I just think that the anticipation that all of this is, bro. It don't phase me, bro. I'll be here tomorrow, going live again. Know what I mean, but
Seeing
before we,
BB is not winning the championship next season. I'm sorry to tell you, bro.
Wait, what?
Nah, we win the
Like he said,
championship
I
next
think we
year.
win the championship next season. The East is weak.
Nah, we win the championship next season. We signed Cam Thomas back to his good contract. He gonna up his game, elevate the young players. They gonna have
Wow.
a Indiana Pacers year. You never know what that gonna
Nah.
look like. You know what I'm saying? Catapult us right
Listen,
to the
yeah,
fucking
yeah, that's
easy,
championship.
that's
easy.
another thing too. The season got to start, man. And when the season start, if Cam Thomas is still on this team, I guarantee you great basketball. In my Denzel Washington voice, I
Oh,
guarantee it.
nigga.
Don't guarantee that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
nigga.
please don't guarantee
Nigga.
that.
Don't do
I
that. But
won't
yeah,
guarantee
bro.
it. I
You
won't
see, you
guarantee it.
see, you
You,
see.
you know, you know what the problem is, Breach? About roster construction. What Marks is trying to do is basically turn all these guys into position as players, being a 1, 2, 3, 4, like universally versatility wise. I understand all that's kind of where the league is going, but like you said, you and I talk always about roles,
No,
the
no,
positions.
no,
You
it's
need a
not.
center, you need an actual big. Listen, I like that Danny Wolf could be a 4 or 5, but defensively, he's not cut out to be a big right now. You had chances to get a Raynard, who the Kings somehow wound up with. You could have got a 3 and D guy
And
like a
so
Nick Clifford.
Renard, but
Who
Renard
wound up on the
instead of
Kings.
who? Renard instead of who?
I mean, you
Keep
could
it
have got
real,
both.
bro. What
You
you
could
mean? What's all that?
you,
Keep it
you could
real.
have got
What? But
you could have
Show
got
for
both
sure.
Wolf and Raynard. You could have got two bigs at this point. You
Shit,
could have had
Raynard
Wolf at the
instead of
four.
Saraf. Saraf is one of the
Yeah,
worst draft
yeah. Can I
picks.
be honest with you? The only
Yeah, you
reason
could have got Renard
If
there.
Jaden Ivey
Right,
was
that
on
was
this team, if Jaden
I
Ivey
didn't
was
want
on
to say
this
it,
team,
John. Go ahead, John. Say it. You want Ben
if
Saraf?
if Jaden Ivey was on his team, Ben Seraff would be in the G League forever. Like that would be an only positive getting Jaden Ivey is that Ben Seraff would be obsolete. Like that would be a waste of the
Okay,
pick.
but
Yeah,
no,
I'm not
but
fuck
Literally.
with
say,
y'all from Ben, yo. I'm not
but
fuck with
no,
y'all
no, no,
from Ben Seraph.
but hold on. How many of y'all agree? Because this is a big panel. How many ice y'all agree with John about getting the bigs? We should have got more bigs and point guards. Or how should maybe it was 5 picks, maybe two bigs, 2 point guards, and maybe a small forward. I got
Yeah,
think. Yeah, and I'm asking as
No,
far as
talent
roles and
wise,
positions. Too.
yo,
talent
yo,
wise, Reynard is a better player. Hugo
yeah,
Gonzalez is a better player.
Sheer
Rasheer
Fleming.
Fleming is a better
Come
player.
on. You had
They
four
like
chances.
I really believe that they picked Sarah for politics because it makes absolutely no sense.
It really
Zero
doesn't.
zero
Like
sense. You already picked 2 point guards, and they knew they were picking Danny Wolf, who is basically a big giant point guard, one of Ice's favorite players,
yeah,
and um they a draft that could have been a great draft, they fucked it up and just picked this dude that made no sense. It's not about the position. It's not about Reynard. Reynard is just a better player, and they
right.
didn't pick him. It's
he's a
very weird.
center. He's a center. Sean Mark's problem is he doesn't like actual centers, but you're never going to win a championship without an actual big. Look at the past teams that won
Not
championships. Each one of them had a center.
You know
Even,
he gonna
even
go
the
down in history.
Celtics without KP had Horford at 38, playing out of his
that.
mind to win a title.
To
You
Like
know he
me,
you
gonna
need a big.
you know he gonna go
to
down
That's
in
me, if
history,
you
right?
switch, if you switch Saraf with like Rasheer, I
it's a
think
completely different draft.
it's different.
Seriously.
It's
You,
way
you should have got Rasheer and Raynard at 26, 27. It would have been a win. I get Nolan Trayor. I get
Nah,
Jaeger
if you like
Demon,
Danny
and I
Wolf
get a power
better,
forward and big.
if you
Come on.
like Danny Wolf is not a power forward. We have to stop saying that. He's not fast enough. This league is too athletic. He's not a power forward. He's 7 feet tall. He's a center. The the and he got to stop acting soft. But the thing that I want to address is this positionless basketball shit. That
Right.
shit is a lie. That shit hasn't worked in years. If you look at the teams that are winning, they play position basketball. OKC, Indiana played with two bigs. They let their big go. That that should tell you that this, like, if you look around the league, you starting to see that teams are getting bigger, not smaller, not positionless. They're actually
Right.
setting into roles and everybody, you know what everybody does. You look at a team, you know what
There's
everybody does.
but there's teams with
They
lineups
ain't
with
getting no
6'5" and
replacement
bigger
for Miles
though.
Turner.
There's
They replaced that man with Jay Huff. Come on.
but there's teams with lineups that's 6'5" and bigger though. So what you say about that? Because now you got a point guard that's on the team that's 6'5". So that's not a weakness right there.
Nah, point
No,
guard
no,
is
no.
not a height. Point guard is a skill, right?
Right.
My
Right.
Magic Johnson had height, but he also could pass the ball. He also could run the floor. He also had incredible handle. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the skill. It's not necessarily the size for me.
Right.
If
That's
Right.
why
you
That's true.
Danny was actually like a good pickup, but with Saraf, like Paul and John saying, there's about 4 guys you could have probably drafted before you got to Saraf.
Right.
And they were
And we're
prime.
missing athletic ability. You saw that game against the Wizards Summer League. Alex Sarr, they couldn't stop him. That guy was just jumping up with the ball at the hoop, and these guys are just standing around looking. I'm
Wait,
like,
hold on,
damn. Like,
hold on,
Even
where
if you
are
got,
athletic
even if you
dogs
got,
real,
on
real,
this
real
the
team,
quick,
Nets,
man?
even
the
if
Nets are
another
not an
wing would have
athletic
made
team.
sense.
real
The
quick.
two they needed so badly to get athletic.
Yes.
The two
Hmm.
main players, Cam Thomas and Jalen Wilson, in terms of young additions and young drafted players, the two of those players, and it was an agent that said this to me because I was arguing that they got to sign Cam Thomas, and he was telling me they don't got to sign Cam Thomas, and he said to me, between Cam Thomas and Jalen Wilson for their careers, they have 2 dunks, and I was
Wow.
like, what? That's impossible. Cam Thomas got mad dunks. And then I put up a poll to see how many people knew, and most people didn't even know. Like Cam Thomas
Nah,
got
Cam
two
don't
dunks
dunk
in
in
his
the
Nah,
gym.
career.
because I
Oh,
think the
I
difference
knew.
between Cam Thomas and don't get it twisted, the fact that he don't dunk, he do get his layups blocked. I've
Nah,
seen that. I'm not gonna hold you,
this
but
is a
I also
message. This is a
right. Hold on.
measurement of athleticism of the whole
Right, no, no,
team.
but hold on, no, no. But what I'm saying is they not the same player. Cam Thomas gets to the rim way more than Jalen Wilson. So they definitely. So yeah, Cam Thomas is not dunking when he gets to the rim, but he's getting there, bro. And he's got the floater if he
He's
don't
not
get
above
there,
the
and he
rim.
got
Yeah.
the midi when he don't get
We
there.
got two
But
guards on
So,
the team that can
yo,
dunk right now.
real quick,
that's what. Go ahead, easy.
real quick. So in terms of the draft, real quick, guys. In terms of the draft, it's really the Ben Saraf pick that niggas not liking that, right? Is that pick,
It,
right?
Yeah,
it's
pretty
that,
much.
and we
Yeah,
got too many playmakers. We needed some
it's two
diversity there
things. It's
at the position.
one thing is that they picked Ben Sharaf. That was a wasted pick. The
Mhm.
second thing is they picked Yegor. They panicked on Yegor. They heard OKC wanted him, and so they overdrafted Yegor. If they had
Mhm.
taken Noah, like now that they've taken Yegor, they probably didn't think they could get Nolan at 19. They get Nolan at 19. Now they got 2 point guards and really not sure like who's gonna start and who's gonna do what. Matter of fact, I feel like I feel like having Yegor hurt Nolan because Nolan showed me flashes that he's as talented as Fears. He's faster than Fears. His first step is quicker than Fears. Fears' jumper is more developed. The but he's not gonna get the burn because they drafted another point guard eighth. They should have drafted Maluach or Noah Senge. Imagine your draft is Maluach, Noah, Powell, who I think is probably the best player out of all of them, and then Rose and Hugo Gonzalez. Let's just say, right? That's a crazy draft. You just rebuilt your team. Now you take a flyer on a dude. You take a flyer on the dude. You get rid of your second round pick. When your second, they could have drafted. Yo, I'm so mad seeing Dink paid on the Knicks. You could have taken a fly on this kid. And it was like people say, "Oh, you can't develop all of them." Sure, you can. You got 3 years to develop all these dudes. Like they're not gonna be good right away. But yeah, nah, the draft is good because you got some players that could be surprised, but it's almost like the overlap hurts the players. Like having two
Yeah.
point guards is like
Yeah,
having
that's
two
the main
You
quarterbacks.
Yeah,
excel.
that's right.
Wait. Hold on.
It's hold on because I'm just going to end the show just because I got to be up early. That's all. It's not just because of the clips. I mean, it's kind of come on, man. Y'all got a lot of clips. Y'all don't be listening to the clips. All right, but anyway, I want to say shout out to PT, shout out to Easy, shout out to Brooklyn LM, shout out to Ice, shout out to everything Brooklyn. That's John. I'm gonna be back with more content really, really soon. Early, look for an early stream. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, just hit me on the inbox. You know what I'm saying? We could get to it. We ain't got no basketball until the preseason. I think that's like in September. So yeah, man. If y'all got any conversations or topics y'all want to talk about, hit me in the comments. You know what I'm saying? We will get to it. Shout out to all of the Nets fans. We the best fans. And yo, we had 990 subscribers, you know what I'm saying? So before I get to 1,000, I just want to say thank you to all of the fans that joined the panel, that joined the chat, that helped me build the show, you know what I'm saying? And I really do appreciate it, you know what I mean? So, that being said, have a good night, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get with y'all later. Peace.